better point. Hello, Emiru. Hello,
Wait, hold on.
Hello.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, do you need me to turn my webcam on,
right?
or is that unnecessary?
Nah, I don't care.
It's unnecessary,
Okay.
I guess. So yeah, Emery reached out to me. He said that he had some griefs and complaints about some of the things you were saying. I don't know exactly what Emery was talking about, but Emery was pretty much telling me that you have things you need to say that you seem to not be talking about directly to Emery. You kind of keep sneaking.
I was saying that you were running. No?
Yeah. Well,
What?
the message exactly says
Running from
food shops is always welcome to talk to me if she has anything she needs to say. I know she's been running for a while now, so it sounds like you've been running away from Emery. Is this true?
Plenty of instances where you ran, yeah. I invited you to talk. You said no. You said you couldn't debate.
I mean, I'm talking,
stuff like that.
I mean,
right?
I'm talking to you right now. Does that count?
But at what times were you ducking the conversation?
Was I? Let me check. I mean, there's one where Emery says pussy on August 14th.
Ooh.
But I could have been annoyed and didn't want to call. Yeah, I mean, you can say.
You've been dodging for almost a year now. So you've been dodging for almost a year with every opportunity to talk to Emery, and now he's had you.
I mean, to be fair, it isn't like every opportunity. It's like that one time. I don't even know what the context of that one is. Do you remember?
Well, we're about to find out right now, Emery.
Well, in general, the notion that I got from you at a certain point is that you just admitted that you can't debate anyone and that you're bad at debate and that you can prove your arguments or anything like that. And yeah. I mean, like one of those people, and then you ban me in your chat and stuff like that, which is fine. You have the ability to do that. That's up to you.
Is this really a debate about the meta?
Well, no, it's about you overall and your grievances with me. And my grievances with you. But the setup is basically that, you've been ducking around. What
grievances do I have with... Okay, well, I'm just saying this topic is gay.
Sure.
Like, are we really here to debate?
Hey, you know,
I've been clear.
Like, are we going to debate on something substantial at least? Like something where we can go through DMs and, messages and... receipts, right? Sexual harassment type shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's not really sexual harassment. Am I making a claim that you sexually harassing?
I'm just bringing up
more of the vibes are. It seems like you're running away from a good faith conversation with Emery. But you'll go and talk to all these other retards when you have the chance to. Almost like you don't see Emery as a threat. So Emery, when you wanted to have this conversation with food shops, what did you really want to have this conversation about?
Well, I mean, what were they done? I mean, just to be very fair, is Emery even the content creator? Or
yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you like to say, "Oh, he's a failed content creator." Because he's not popular.
Oh,
which is fine, yeah.
Because back then when Sleepy
Food Chops, I have a question for you. Have I ever specified at any point that I've been trying to make a living off of this?
Technically,
have I ever made arguments to anyone, let alone you or Destiny or any other person, specifying that I'm a popular content creator and I strive to be a big streamer?
Emery, I don't even have grievances with you. What grievance do you think I have with you?
Are you really just gonna sit here and lie at my face here?
No, Emery, I don't think about you. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to say. Like
you didn't cover an entire video where I was on Darius' stream, and then you're making it about yourself.
Well, I was
anytime I'm brought up,
segment.
Anytime I'm brought up, you
covering
recall a very specific thing about me. Yeah? No? You don't think about me at all?
You mean when I'm covering a relevant segment, I'm reminded of you, so therefore I bring you up. Mm-hmm. The way that you make it sound as if is like I'm spending every stream about you or something.
No, not at all. I never said that.
So what exactly
Okay,
did they say
Darius,
during
this
the
is gay.
coverage?
I don't even know
What,
what,
what
to
exactly?
say.
What exactly? Well, Emery just wants to know what your grievances were with the video. It sounds like. Sounds like you had a lot to say
Yeah,
about him.
seems like you had a
over when
lot to
you got to watch
disagree
a
with.
video. Yeah, but
Seems
you
like
didn't
you
really
had a
bring
lot
it
of
up.
problems with me in general. Oh, you want
Yeah,
to
you had a
talk?
lot of problems with the video.
You want,
What's
want to
a
hash out
problem?
the snarker, problems,
What?
all my.
I think Emery's. I think
know.
Emery's a recovering snarker. I think he used to be a snarker, and now he's doing better. And it seems like you are pushing him down. You're keeping him in that snarker bracket,
Oh,
and really just.
I'm branching out. We're getting into more Hassan snark too, as well. The Grand Platinum stuff has been a great startup for finding Hassan snark as well. We're branching out.
I would like to think that Emery is an adult and can make his own decisions on what he wants to do. I don't know. Like, I'm not pushing him down, right? Like, that would be pretty bad.
Well, I think your coverage of the video was pretty negative towards Emery. So maybe if you can remember some of the things he said, that you had such. That was like a week ago, so I don't expect you to remember it.
No, I don't. I don't remember all that much. But like, if I were to re-review it, then yeah, like I think I would recall some of it. But you'll have to.
No, but what's your problems with me in general? In general.
I mean, you just seem to be a snarker.
Yeah.
And I don't like snarkers.
What exact snarks do you have a grievance with? Towards you or any other person?
Like you specifically,
yeah,
or
like what do you think I say that it's like so like horrible that it gets under your skin?
Well, it isn't about what you specifically say. I think it's about the snarkers in general, right? Like, my stuff. Wait, is there a specific point you want to contend with me with, or
no, you just have a lot to say? But when we're here talking and I say, all right, let's go over it.
No.
You just don't have anything in particular. You just suddenly forgot.
No, it's just don't have anything specific. Is there any specific point? Like
you just don't know. You don't know what your problems are with me at all. You have no issues with me at all.
I mean, like if you could bring up one thing that I've said about you, and then maybe we can.
You don't have any. You critique snarkers for your stream for a living. For fun, and you have nothing to say about me and specifically. No prior comments I've ever made on a stream.
Okay. You know what this sounds like? This kind of sounds like have you watched Spider-Verse?
What's this have to do with Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse. Yeah, so there's this villain named The Spot, and he always goes like, Spider-Man, can I be your arch nemesis? Spider-Man, I'm your arch nemesis now.
Yeah, Goyslop reference number 5. Okay, nobody cares. What's your issue? What's your issue?
Movie.
What's your issue? Food Chops. I have an issue with you. I can bring up an issue with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that's what I'm asking for this whole time.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Well, you already know I have issues with you, Food Chops. You're well aware of this. You're being disingenuous.
Something more specific. Just state something more specific.
Do you still stand by your comments made towards Dan, where you're okay with swatting and doxing Dan's wife and kids?
No, of course not.
Why did you say it at the time?
Well, because I was mad at Dan. We were going on at one another.
Okay. So when you stand by that, at that time even, you can understand by that point, anyone who says you're a harm to children, that's just a matter of fact, right? We are encouraging harm to people's children.
I mean, do I have a particular victim, or can you name
Well, you're
names?
encouraging violence towards children, yes, at that point. If you're saying doxing and swatting is allowed to the wife and kids of Dan Saltman, then yes.
Okay, can you name a child that I've harmed if I'm a danger to kids? Or
Darius, is this person like this is rhetorical actually. This person is incredibly slow. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? I'm so no, I don't actually. Like if you're gonna say I'm a danger to kids, is there like a particular kid I'm aiming for?
You endorsed publicly on your live stream. You said it's okay if Dan Saltman's wife and kids get doxxed and swatted. No?
Yeah, because we were beefing.
So yes, you encourage violence upon children. You're a threat to children by that metric alone. Yes? It's very simple. It's not that hard to grasp.
No, actually. Because
how is it not simple?
Like for example,
How is it not simple?
Because my audience is a bunch of DGGers and Dan lovers, and I'm saying it just because we're beefing. It's not a real threat.
So you have no responsibility at all to anything that you say on your public platform at all? There's no responsibility at all?
I'm trying to...
Nothing you say nothing you say matters at all?
Can I explain? Darius, can I explain? Okay, so...
Darius, do you think it's appropriate that she spreads the message of, encouraging doxing and swatting of someone's children?
I mean, if she encouraged that, still, I think she didn't do it.
If she does it still, it's still
no longer,
wrong.
Well, no longer
doing it at all, doing it at all. Like this is some next level behavior.
Me and Dan are best friends. Okay, me and Dan are best friends.
Yeah, her and Dan seem to be chill.
Yeah,
her and Dan seem to be chill.
Dan has a right to forgive and forget, or just not really
are you
focused on food shops. That doesn't mean what you did was appropriate.
Does Dan have an issue with me right now?
Emery.
Hey, Duckbrainer.
Emery, have you considered this just edgy humor?
Yeah?
You just don't get it because you're not part of that community?
It's just edgy.
Yeah, like you're not part of DGG.
It's just edgy. Like every bit of edgy humor in DGG is just like, I could just say, I endorse doxing and swatting.
That's the excuse that everybody in your space
it's just
uses.
Edgy humor.
So yes,
there's no responsibility
it's just
at
edgy
all
humor
upon the people at all.
If nobody feels victimized, does Dan feel victimized? Is he still going after food shops?
Dan had an issue with that, yes.
Well, he doesn't anymore.
At the time. At the time means what? It means there was an issue with the behavior.
So it seems that all parties involved have resolved any sort of because I can understand somebody making an edgy joke. Somebody taking it too seriously, being offended by it.
If I said
wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
Don't run away,
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Don't run away.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me
finish. Duckbrainer, don't run away.
Let me finish my statement and I'll let you talk.
Let's live in a
Emery.
Fantastical world.
Can I finish my statement?
Let's live in a fantastical world where I had even 500 people watching. Just a fantastical world where I have an
That's
audience.
An extremely fantastical world. I don't think I can suspend my disbelief that much. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think it's appropriate to dox and then swat Duckbrainer. Do you think that would be okay? Do you think I would get?
Do you think that if I was posting like a joke to somebody that I knew within my own
that would just be
like,
called
I'm gonna post your address tomorrow? Do you think I'm gonna post your address tomorrow? Does that necessarily mean that I'm doxing them and I have intent to like swat and harm their kids, or does that just mean I'm posting an edgy joke? I'm retaliating.
Well, you seem to love referencing doxes, so I don't know if I'm gonna take your word on anything at all here.
Bro, you're the one who has posted a full conversation where somebody's dox was revealed to be not a failed dox,
You're
but
the one
true.
who said
That's
the dox in the
you.
first place, and the person.
And
by the way, if we're
published
talking about people giving like
and
AOKs
you're the one that published it, so you're the one that was doxing. By the way,
the person said, "Yeah, it was appropriate of you to post that. That's okay."
So
you're the one who did the
behavior.
Agreed
to post
Doxbrainer. You're the one who did the behavior. Doxbrainer. It's not that difficult.
You're saying that the doxed person was agreeing for you to publish their dox to more people.
Oh wait, Darius, I gotta pull somebody else in.
Wait, answer that question.
If we're gonna have Duckbrainer in here,
sure.
I gotta pull somebody else in. That's appropriate, right?
Go for it.
Oh, he needs.
Why not? Why not? Wait, no, we just came with a random 2v1 and then the argument is now, oh wait, he's a coward because he's bringing in somebody else that wants to come in. I was told that somebody else wanted to come in.
That's fine. You're just not moving past that
question.
We're
not moving past what? You're just making excuses.
So if I said in a private VC something that you guys thought was me alluding to docs information, and then
it was not a private VC, by the way. It was public. It
was a private VC.
You already gave consent. You gave consent.
No. Where the docs
everyone heard it.
Short, I didn't.
We can bring in QQ. We can bring in anyone else that was there at the time. Everyone heard it.
First of all, you have no proof that the second recorded conversation that you actually posted was consensual. Second of all, you were drunk at the time. Where the person actually revealed
specifically. Do you think I just made that up? Do you think I just randomly? I was like, you know what?
Emery,
I'm gonna make this up. I'm gonna make up this fact that like this person, drunk at the time, just gave permission.
I just need you to answer a very simple question to me, Emery. I need you to answer a very simple question to me.
What do you want to say, Parker?
Again, I just don't want this weaponized autism gangbang to continue. You weird freak. Nobody cares.
Oh, the person who flayed you on the genocide comments.
I have a question for you, Emery.
No more questions, autism. You're done with the questions.
So, are you just gonna let him invite another person to dodge the question that I just asked?
Wait. Darius just invited,
Your
and
claim.
listen, I'm not mad at Darius for this, or Food Shops, whoever wanted Duckbringer in the first place. But if Duckbringer gets to come in, Parker gets to come in. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fine, except that you're using this to dodge the question that I asked you.
No.
Food Shop said the
Parker wanted in.
Please bring Duckbringer.
I said Parker. Yeah,
No,
fine.
I did not.
Hey.
No, I did not. But
Okay.
yeah.
So Emery,
Okay.
the question that I
I'll
asked
take you
you,
at your
what
word,
is more?
Food Shops. I'll believe you on this
Emery,
one.
I have a question. Emery,
I mean,
my
I can
question
shift
to
No,
you,
Parker has a
only
question.
you.
Parker, you wanted to ask something, right? Or you wanted to say something?
No, I just.
Why are you dodging from my question,
listen,
Emery?
why is Duckbringer even here, man? Like, I'm
That's a
only
good
here
question.
because of this
Why are
weird
you even here,
fucking
Parker?
freak.
Is Duckbringer here just to
The same reason you're here.
Oh.
you
just to bring
weirdo.
up a random shit that
Wait,
no
wait.
one was
If,
talking
if,
about?
if people,
Yeah,
if
I
people
guess
can come
so.
in, if people can come
Emery,
in, why can't we
Duckbringer has
come-
to come in and make it about Duckbringer.
Bring in the whole world. Bring in the whole world.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down, guys. Let's settle down the temperature. So Duckbringer, I think, is Food Shops doesn't care for this argument. So I thought Duckbringer would be a good person.
No,
to talk
I
to.
don't know what's going on anymore after Duckbringer
Yeah.
came in.
Yeah.
No, you
I
You
love
never
you,
know what's
but
going
I
on.
love
No,
you.
Food Shops
I
is
don't
just
know what's
avoiding
going
the
on now.
actual issue at hand with her own behavior.
Well, I thought this was going to be a one-on-one.
Food Shops can't take accountability for
I don't know.
anything. It's pretty transparent
Wait, accountability for what exactly?
for being subhuman.
Oh, that's very
Oh, damn.
explicit and
Yeah, pretty
descriptive.
much.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So Emery, you claim
I
I'm a
bet.
doxer because I
Jesus.
said in
no,
a private
no,
VC
no one
somebody's
was.
information
No
that
one
you
was
thought was
talking to
a
you.
dox. Oh wait,
Duckbringer.
you want
Duckbringer.
No
to
one was
push
talking
past
to you,
this? You
Duckbringer.
want to push
Are there
past
any
No
this?
one
You wanna
asked.
push
No
past
one
this?
asked you about any of
Investigations
this,
into you.
Duckbringer.
Are there
Hey,
any FBI investigations into your fucking email traffic or your internet
No.
history? Are there any
Zero.
FBI agents who visit you regularly? Well, I don't believe you. Prove it.
So,
Darius, we should have done this in the
Parker-
server if you're going to drag in 50 different people.
If you're gonna
Oh, are you
bring in
scared? Are
random
you scared
people
you
who
don't
ask
have
random
a-
questions,
Why
You
would
need
you-
your little
why would
mute
you-
button or something like that,
Why would you
Food
even
Shops.
why would you even have a three-way? Why would you even
Wait,
have
you
a
invited the
three-way if,
first
like-
person here, Food Shops. I don't know. You came in and brought your little buddy in, so I don't know.
I didn't.
Darius, can
Maybe
I
this is
ask
a grievance
bring
you
my
need to
Duckbringer
take up
in.
with
have Emery
Darius
respond?
or
You can-
yourself,
you can
because you
literally-
brought in
you
the
can
person in
literally
the first
see-
place.
Okay,
No,
no,
you
it's
can literally see
Duckbringer.
Darius added Duckbringer. Like you can.
You either have a
literally
grievance
vote
with
it.
Duckbringer
If you're
or
not-
Darius,
wait.
or both. Not me.
So,
If you're not
okay,
afraid
so-
of answering my question, why are you dodging it
No
so
one's
hard?
afraid of answering your question. Your question's been addressed like
So-
a billion times. You're just a fucking
No, it
loser.
hasn't. You didn't answer it at all.
Your
Can I
dog's
ask
greener
you to
allegations
answer
have
it?
been brought up a
All it is
billion
is
times.
extremely
hold on.
autistic.
This is getting out of hand. Duckbringer, let's wait for your questions after Emery and Food Shops finish their debacle, and then you can get in there, and then he can't, get away from your
That's fine.
questions.
Well, it seems
Because
like
right
Food
now
Shops
You
he's
see
doesn't want
Darius being
trying
a
to
fair
answer
man.
anything.
You listen how fair Darius is being.
Yes, Darius is fair. So let's again address the question, Food Shop. So why did you threaten to dox that guy?
We were beefing at the time.
No, no,
and we were
not
going
just
all
dogs.
out at
SWAT.
one another.
Why did you threaten to SWAT?
I mean, did
Why did you
I
encourage
swat him?
more specifically? More specifically.
I don't think anybody expected me to actually swat, right?
No, the problem is encouragement of swatting. No.
Can you quote
If I
what
were
I
just
said
to make the
specifically at the
statement,
time?
if I were to make the statement to like
Yeah,
an
but
audience,
can you quote
enough of an
can you
audience.
quote what I said?
If I
Yeah,
said,
but if you're gonna bring
I
it
want,
up,
I want,
like, what did I say specifically
I
at the
endorse
time?
killing this person. Basically, I would imagine yes, that would be like
Did it-
condemnable behavior.
Was I trying to encourage my audience to do that?
What were you doing?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one.
What did you
that-
mean
No,
by?
you tell me.
Right?
You're
What
the
did
one
you
who
mean
said
by
it.
it's okay to dox and swat this person? What do you mean by that?
Can you bring up what I said originally?
This
It's
is
not that.
classic
It's not
something
that
to take a
difficult.
look
by
at,
the
like I
way.
said. It's all on the table. Everything's okay.
okay.
Doxing and swatting is
Right.
appropriate.
No, just ask her if she believes that this is a thing that she said. First of all, is it a thing that you said that you believe that Dan should be doxed and swatted?
No, I was angry.
Okay, that doesn't nullify the point whether you were angry or not. Did you say it?
Well, I said it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you now condemn that behavior?
Yeah. Now I do because we're friends now.
I see. That is deeply convenient. But that's where the disagreement arises
Wait.
from.
Wait.
Where's the
does
harm?
Dan still have
Like,
an issue with me?
where's the problem?
does Dan still have an issue with me? Like, why are you even bringing this up?
I think it would be just fine right now if I said, I want this person to murder X person right now.
Does Dan still have an issue with this?
I don't know. Does Dan? If Dan wants to speak and say, "Yeah, I still have an issue," or "No, I don't have an issue," but that's kind of irrelevant.
He doesn't have an issue with this.
Kind of irrelevant
overall.
overall, you know.
Back on it, right?
It's kind of missing the point. Kind of missing the point whether or not it matters to Dan at this point. Talking about
like, why is it missing the point?
You guys are just concern trolling, right? Like, at the end of the day.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's hit the nail on the head.
The
you guys are actively going at
predictable.
The communities that you guys are a part of are actively going after people's children, justifying it as well.
Oh, by the way, could you?
Right on. Do you have any proof of that?
You have evidence? We want to link that.
The whole conversation where Doobie justified it and you guys all co-signed him.
Who's
as a community.
Doobie, man? I don't know this
Doobie
guy.
in my community?
Oh, I don't know who Doobie
Quick question,
is.
Duckbringer.
Oh,
I don't.
Quick question, Duckbringer. Is Doobie in my community? Is Doobie?
Is that
Doobie,
nobody's in your community? You have
Doobie,
like 5 viewers.
Is Doobie in my community?
You don't have a community. What is the Emery community?
In my
it's
community.
Parker.
Exactly.
It's Parker and Henry.
Exactly. Doobie is not in my community.
What do you mean?
Good try though.
What community?
Good try though.
That's a fucking bullshit argument.
Duckbringer. You're helping
Your
my
argument
point.
is total
that
bullshit.
person's not in my
Made
community.
things up.
No, but like, what community? Well, you're saying, okay, this person isn't.
Okay, so you asked about a guy neither one of us know or talk to.
Oh my god!
And you're telling us we endorse his behavior.
Darius, you might as well kick him because he's not actually contributing to this conversation at all.
You contributed
talking about?
far
Parker,
fucking
what
less.
has Parker done except for
You have
interrupting me in this
derailed the
What the fuck are
conversation.
you bringing?
Emery.
Who are you?
You have derailed the conversation.
Emery. Okay.
Doobie is Doobie in my community?
Yes. No. Is Doobie
No.
in your
Doobie is not in my community.
You're right.
Fun fact.
You're right.
Fun fact.
Nobody's
Doobie is
in your
not in
community.
my community.
Emery, that's a useless.
I don't even know if he's in my
Nobody is in your
server.
community.
Is he even in my
You are
server? It doesn't look
Emery,
like it.
you are the
Don't say- wait,
orbiter.
no, actually
You are
it
the
is. There we
person.
go.
Emery, you are the person that orbits other people. You don't have orbiters. Doobie is somebody
What
who
the
knows
fuck
about you.
does that
You
have to do with
tend
anything?
That is
You are
entirely my point, you
a
fucking
bitch.
idiot. You are helping my case. Doobie is not in my community.
That doesn't matter because you don't have a community.
Doobie's actions are not my actions.
Okay, so if he
So-
doesn't talk to the guy and he's not in his community, how is the behavior related?
Because you're part of lots of communities that he's a part of. You have defended him.
Oh, so
That
okay.
is
So
6 degrees of Kevin
So
Bacon.
you're
That's very
responsible
interesting.
for any behavior that Food Shops or Destiny does at all, tangentially. You know that, right?
I think if you
By
go
this
hard
logic, I can
over
just
other
say-
people's behavior
I can
and not,
just say,
and not
I can
others,
just say
then yeah,
you
you're kind of
endorse
shitting for
you
them.
endorse any action that I've ever found any of these people to be doing. The full-on doxing of people, full-on publication of people's private information. You're responsible for.
I mean,
that. By that logic,
you've
you're
been in communities that have done
responsible
that.
for that, Duckbrainer.
Emery, you've been in communities that
Sorry,
have done
correction,
that. So have I,
Doxbringer.
except I'm talking against
You
them.
were also by the way, Duckbrainer. You were
This is
also
like-
in the
this
snark
is like
left.
I was-
You were also
okay,
in the snark
Darius.
left, Duckbrainer. Were you
Darius.
responsible for any of the things that happened in the snark left that you did not see? Did you help Rita?
No.
Did you help Rita? Doc Swick?
No.
Did
I
you
wasn't,
wait?
because
But you
I
were in the
was
snark
actively
left. You were in the snark left, and you were there for quite
I was
a
in
while.
that server. Guess what?
You were in there
People
for
can
quite a
pull logs.
while.
Hey, Emery, stop talking for a second and listen.
Duckbrainer, you were in there for quite
People
a while.
can pull my logs
By your
of that
logic,
server
by
and
your logic,
me
Duckbringer.
talking back against people. They can find me obviously
contributor.
speaking
You're a
out
contributor
against
by your own
the
logic to
obsessive
doxing
behavior
and
in that
harassing.
server.
You see how this
So-
doesn't work, Doxbringer, right? You see how this doesn't work?
So let's talk about the docs. Can I ask my questions to Emery and actually have him answer them now, Darius?
What are you, a reporter? You work
Bro,
for
is
the
Darius
newspaper? Who
AFK?
are
Oh
you?
my god. Listen, I
Darius
just
is
want
AFK,
him
I'm
to
here.
speak.
Okay, so can I ask my question to Emery and then have everybody
Oh,
muted and only
also,
Emery
you're also
answer them?
responsible for anyone
otherwise
in
he's
Food
just gonna
Shops'
talk over
community
me.
that does any amount of
So Duck-
doxing possible, which is tangentially
Can I
related
like
to
ask him a
BGG.
question and have him
Because
answer
you are
without him
you
just
are
like
you are
deviating
Duckbringer,
and
you're endorsing
like
the
doing
content
this shit?
creators
Duckbringer.
and the chatters.
Darius,
that-
moderate,
oh,
moderate, and any
Darius.
moderate.
Darius, moderate.
I told you to wait until the conversation was done.
Then
to
why
start
did you?
talking.
He brought the
why did you
conversation-
add
Darius,
Duckbringer?
wait, Darius, he
You're
brought
the
the
one who
conversation
brought in
back to this.
Duckbringer.
Darius,
one
he
who
brought the
brought-
conversation
Well,
back to
then
me
it
being a
sounds-
doxer, so can I please talk about it?
Well, it sounds like Emery's done with Food Shops.
Okay, so mute.
No,
everybody
Food Chops just
except
won't
Emery.
engage. Food Chops is a
Ask
fucking
my question
coward.
to Emery.
Emery, you
Food
just-
Chops is
just
let me answer,
Food Chops. Food Chops will sit in her fucking little stream, and she'll make like small comments here and there, having dog shit commentary, contributing very little to the actual content that she watches. And then when somebody actually come and
then you
confronts
must be
her,
so
she
successful.
just
Then you must be so
either
successful,
spurgs
right?
out or she is completely
Can I get a-
avoidant because
can I
she
get a
has no
question in
responses to
without you
anything that's ever
interrupting?
been said.
Wait, which is why you
Very
have
basic,
500
very basic
viewers, right?
engagement.
Emery.
Food Chops
Which is why you
does
have
the bare
500
minimum.
viewers, right?
Emery, can I get a question in without you interrupting?
Why are you
Can
throwing
actually answer
stones from a
question?
glass house? What the fuck? Jesus,
okay,
dude.
so like, without any moderation here, Emery, let me ask you
That's
a
a good
question,
one.
okay? And I want you to answer it without your boy Parker jumping in. I want you to answer it, okay? And if you can't answer it, you're a pussy
Says the
little bitch
person
who has to
filling
hide.
in, coming in, and defending.
Oh,
Food Chops.
filibustering,
Says the person coming in and filling. Oh, your boy
filibustering,
Parker's in here.
Are you
Shut the
gonna
fuck
answer a
up. You
simple
know what you're
question or
doing, you
not?
fucking little weasel.
Why
Also,
are you
by the
so
way,
afraid of answering
by the way,
a simple question?
how many times have I said you can come in and challenge me 1v1 in my own stream? How many times?
Why are you
How many times, Duckbrainer?
And why?
How many
And
times,
why are you
Duckbrainer?
not allowing me to ask you a single question right now?
I mean, does she even notice when you say that? Because you have like 5 viewers, bro. Like, how
I
the fuck
never
is she
watch
supposed
your
to know?
stream.
All of your
Honestly,
viewers,
like,
Food Chops,
like, how is
vast
she
majority
supposed
of your
to
viewers
know?
is rented. Your viewership is rented.
Really?
What?
You suck
Rented.
the dick
Dude, she
of
has
a
200
fucking cult.
concurrent viewers when Destiny
leader.
is streaming. You can't actually say that, by the way. That's actually not true. So
What
let me
do
ask
you
you a
mean?
A
question.
You
vast
rotate
majority
around
of
Clayman.
Food Chops' audience is rented by DGG alone. The only reason people watch her
you
and have
literally
ever started watching her
are
is
in the
because
orbit
that
of
is her
Mr. Girl
entire
and
gimmick.
Queenman.
Her entire
You
gimmick.
orbit.
Her entire gimmick is
Camry,
basically
Camry.
just Destiny.
You orbit Queenman and Mr. Girl.
I don't actually.
I don't want to hear
I don't
a word out of
actually.
you.
I don't actually.
You do,
I actually
but okay.
am
Darius,
separate. Do I
this
get
is shit
raids?
content.
Wait, do I get raids from
You can
Queenman?
get this
Do I get any
content.
raids from Mr. Girl or any of
If you
the other
moderate.
content creators I've ever expressed any amount of
Yeah, I wonder why.
appreciation?
I wonder
Wait,
why
wait.
nobody wants to
Take
raid
control
into
of your
Wait,
you.
wait. So you're helping my argument. I don't get assistance from these people, and I don't
Mute
ask for
Emery
assistance from
and
any of these
everybody
people.
else so I can ask
Yeah,
Which is why you have
Food
5
Chops,
viewers.
your
Emery
entire fucking brand is Destiny. You're not a very interesting content
Duckbringer,
creator.
we should have a
outside of
separate
that.
conversation for this. This conversation is supposed to be between Food Chops and Emery, and then you came in
Hello.
here wanting to ask
You
questions.
you
If you
added
wanna do this
in.
Because
whole-
Duckbrainer came in here
added
and
Emery
tried to
brought
play
something up.
defense for Food
No.
Chops. Very pathetic.
Darius,
Sidetracking
Nobody
the
can
entire
understand
conversation.
what's going on right now because Emery keeps talking over everybody else.
Food
Can you
Chops is an
please mute him
avoidant,
while
just
other
like
people are
her
talking?
idol.
I can't even mute him. It's
That's
a
all-
group call.
Oh my
It's
god.
not the pod.
Duckbrainer, go ahead, ask your question.
I can't view people.
Go ahead, ask
All
your
right.
question.
You're actually okay. So you claim that I'm a doxer because in a private server I alluded to something that people thought was me referencing a dox. You decided to go and
Public server.
publicize that information.
Public server.
Wait, publicize? No. I'm
Public
saying
server.
it wasn't a public
You did
server.
it
It was
in
a private
Snark Left.
server. No.
You did it
It
in
was a
Snark
private
Left.
server.
You did it in
Snark Left was a private server.
And then the
That
second
was a-
conversation happened in your server, and you gave permission for
Emery.
it to be recorded. You were drunk as fuck.
Were you allowed to record
acknowledged-
in Snark
You
Left?
acknowledged the last time we spoke about this, you were drunk as fuck. You lied. You lied and said you
Emery.
didn't give permission when you did give permission.
Emery, you never have shown proof of me giving you permission to record.
QQ
my
was
own
in there.
server. According to
Tons
me,
of different
and
other people were in there. They could give the
Q has not
exact
come forward to
same
say any-
answer
Q2
that I'm
has
giving.
not come forward to say anything in public. They've
you
only
think-
said things to you, apparently.
Do you think I just suddenly decided I'm just going to record
Related to
this?
the Kennedys.
So
What is the
Emery,
wait? What is the
I'm just
logic,
asking
Duckbringer? What is the logic of me saying
let's get away
I'm just
from all
going to
this.
record this?
Let's assume
Without-
that I
without
let
asking.
you record.
If I was
Emery,
if I just decided to record that, why wouldn't I record the
Moderator?
why wouldn't I record the
Moderator.
first call? Why wouldn't I
Shut
record
up.
the first call?
Holy fuck with the monologue.
You did. You didn't post.
I
it.
didn't actually. The first call was never recorded, idiot.
It doesn't matter. None
The
of
Snark
this
Left
matters
VC was
for
not
my point.
recorded. You know
None
that,
of
right?
this matters. Zero of this matters for my point.
It actually
And that's
does.
why I'm
It
saying
actually does because
No.
your suggestion
No.
your
Bitch,
suggestion
bitch,
is
bitch,
that-
bitch.
your suggestion
By
is
the
that-
way.
your suggestion is
By
that
the way.
What
by
is
the
your
way.
suggestion?
No. Let me talk.
Food
Let me
Chops
talk, let me
ran.
talk,
Of
okay?
course, Food Chops ran.
Hey.
Because
Running
Duckbringer
again.
came in
Running again.
and gave Food Chops the excuse to run.
Oh my god.
Good job,
Why would you
good job,
do this in
Duckbrainer.
first of all? You're a fucking retard. By the way. Darius, you're
Emery, you can
absolutely-
call me one-on-one after this if Darius keeps adding in people.
Hey.
You know what? Fair enough, Food Chops. I'll give you that.
Emery, can you actually let me ask a question fully without you interrupting? So
I wasn't
Holy
interested in
fuck.
talking to you. I was interested in
We
talking
had
to
a
food
birth.
shops.
I had a birthday.
permission.
How
date for
many
this
times
guy.
have we relitigated this fucking conversation, Duckbrainer?
let's say that you had permission to post both of the VCs that you recorded. I don't have proof that you recorded the first one. You recorded the second one.
I didn't record the first one. I
Let's
would have posted
say
it had I had proof.
Let's say, oh my god, I'm granting
I
everything
would've
for you. I'm granting
if I had-
all of your fucking premises, you dumb bitch.
Go ahead.
I'm granting all of your premises. Let's say
Yeah.
that you had permission to record in Snark VC and my VC. I said something in a private VC that you guys thought was me alluding to doxing information. And then I denied that I was ever alluding to doxing information,
Well,
which I did.
So you lied.
Which I
yes.
did.
And you did.
Which I did.
Yes.
And then you guys publicized that information to a larger audience outside of what would ever have been seen by Snark
I had
Left.
permission from the
Is that
person.
not you doxing? Is that not you doxing, Ryle?
Duckbrainer,
Not me.
Duckbrainer,
And therefore,
Duckbrainer,
if Ryle is okay,
Duckbrainer,
if Ryle is okay with you doxing
Duckbrainer,
him, but not
Duckbrainer,
me, he's okay with his
Duckbrainer.
dox being spread as
Duckbrainer.
long
Not
as
even
it's
a
by
question,
people
by the
that
way.
he agrees
Yeah,
with.
yeah. Okay.
This is a statement, by the way.
Duckbrainer. This information was never supposed to be. Yeah. Okay.
Well-
Run again.
Now it's the voice. I'm the fuck out of here now. I don't know if Darius is still being chilling, but I consider this a successful mission, boys.
Yeah.
Victory.
So by the
at
way,
last.
to clarify,
Oh,
thanks for being
wait,
here.
wait. Message me what the Duckbringer thing is, and I'll set up a conversation. I don't really understand what's going on. There's a lot that.
Well, she's had plenty
Nobody
of
understands
opportunities to have this
what's going on
conversation
there.
with me in a private, like, not even. Listen, in my own stream, private call, public call, it really doesn't matter to me. But she like spurgs out every time about this. She's admitted numerous times the basic critique is that people had with her is that she was alluding to very specific information that Destiny DGG released out there about a specific individual. That was our critique. That was our grievance. That was in the first call, which is a public server VC and Snark Left. I did not record that. And as far as I'm aware, no one else recorded that. And the second call, she invites us, Ryle, she invited Kathy, she invited me, she invited QQ. I think Space Station was there, someone like that. And then I remember her specifically in the VC saying, yeah, it's okay if you record this. So apparently she was drunk. So either she's lying and she's saying she knows that she invited us, she remembers this, or she just doesn't remember this. But there was no reason for me to record that, because if I was just recording stuff that I did not have consent to record, I would have been recorded the first one and put that out. Because that, if I censored enough like stuff that had the actual docs, that would have been more interesting, because it was really funny. That first call was way funnier.
What was this? This call was a dox to someone, and you.
The call was everyone making fun of Duckbrainer. Basically, Duckbrainer was like getting into fights with everyone in the like little general chat or whatever, and then it got into the VC, and then specific people that she was in a fight with, she brought up their information as a means to menace them. So
Okay.
yeah,
And that person specifically was Raul Kittenhouse.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So like,
All right.
you know, the natural inclination at that point for everyone was like, you did something that like is disgusting, like, you know, like it's we don't believe it or not, that's not actually how the server is run. That's not how the community operates. Is, you know, when somebody actually does, you know, antisocial behavior, like even menacing with details of a dox, you know, even if there's not a name attached or anything specific like that,
Yeah.
you know, everyone starts making fun of you or starts like condemning you and shit like that. Yeah.
Okay, let me get back in this conversation real quick. I gotta call this guy real quick. I hear what you're saying.
Well, Food Shops wants the conversation with me, 1v1, and she doesn't like that.
Yeah, I
Duckbrainer.
figured. My bad on there. Actually, after she already joined, I realized this is this shit now. But I thought she was just gonna chill. I thought she had something to ask you, but I think she would just start taking over the conversation. But I'll figure it out.
I'll talk to
later.
Food Shops by myself.
There's too much going on there, and I didn't really understand what the contention was. Not gonna lie, you wanted her to address an issue between Dan, which it seems like has already been resolved. I understand back in the day it was like an
the problem
issue,
is,
but it seems like
Darius,
they've already resolved that issue.
The problem is, Darius, that I have with is that even if the person resolves this issue, I have a bigger problem if you just even. I don't believe it was a joke. I think that's like just a. I think that's just a casual thing that all these communities end up doing. All these content creators end up doing, where they say, "Oh no, I was just joking. I was just joking." It's not a joke.
Huh?
Like if you bring up like, "Oh, I think this person should be doxxed and swatted," unironically, with no hints of irony or anything like that. It's like, oh, you know, I think the behavior is deplorable in of itself. You know,
Sure,
it doesn't matter how Dan feels.
I've never
about
known food shops to go out of her way to dox, and she has a lot of enemies on the internet. I've never seen her go out of her way to dox or try to harass anybody's personal life.
The problem is encouraging it in the first place.
It's something she said.
Even
sure,
if she,
but we're talking about an audience at the time of her, she was getting like 17.
I know. Listen, if you don't have an audience,
herself, she has no view base.
It's a meaningful difference. If you don't have an audience enough of an audience that are actually going to follow your orders or whatever, like, you know, yeah, obviously it's not going to be like the same significance of like an actual like really high profile like person influencing a doxing culture. It's still bad though. It's still condemnable. It's still like inappropropriate.
Oh yeah, but I think we've already condemned her for it, and then she's already like apologized and been like, yeah, it was crazy, man, and we've already moved on from it. So just bringing it up, it seems like we're just kind of like.
It just really is a pattern of behavior of like, oh, I did this, apologize. Oh, I did this, apologize. Oh, I did this. Don't make me elaborate, Darius.
The way I've addressed this with her,
like where she's calling for someone to get doxxed and swatted.
Kind of seems like she's downplaying exactly what she even did in the first
place. Well,
no,
I don't think that she wants to have conversations with you. No offense, but like you people about it, because it seems like you guys are just trying to make her just like own up to stuff that she's already owned up to, and especially to the people that.
Well, she never really owns up to anything. As far as every time I've seen her address any of the stuff, there is not like an actual accountability being taken place at all.
I would tend to agree.
You might be doing this in good faith, but I think the majority of people that are doing it are just trying to label her as a doxer that is.
Well, does it seem fair? Does it seem fair that like my actions get lumped in with a community that is quote unquote seen as a doxing server when there's only, as far as I'm aware, maybe like one instance of an actual dox that was overlooked or didn't get like reprimanded immediately, and then there's another instance where people use some like tools to figure out some information. It's kind of annoying where one community's behavior is basically seen as this, and then I'm lumped into that community. And then this person's behavior is outright straightforward. I'm just encouraging it. I'm okay with doxing everyone. You know, it doesn't seem like this person is like meaningfully doesn't care about the issue at all.
Here, I have a response to that, but this person's like telling me they're gonna leave, so I need to do this conversation real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me put a pin on this, but yeah, there's I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it is as bad as you guys are. I don't think someone is consistent. Like even Parker said, there's a pattern of behavior. I don't think there's a pattern of behavior.
Like I'm not saying you would do this to me, but I feel like if I did this, even as like the smallest like mini like irrelevant streamer possible, or even like say even J-Stock did do this casually, I feel like there would be a night and day reaction.
I told J-Stock this like literally 2 days ago in the Aiden server. If he just straight up said like, "Hey, I fucked up. I fucking had cybersexual on my server posting crazy shit, and he should have not have done that, and I should have probably done better in like moderating that and getting him out of the community sooner," I'd be like, people would be like, "Okay, cool, W J-Stock." The problem is every time it's brought up to him, he dodges the fuck out of it and then goes on to say, "Well, Destiny doxes," and then goes on to say, "What about?" Instead of just saying like, "Yeah,
that's
I messed up here."
That's kind of my point, though, with the entire community is that like this is what happens. Destiny does some bad behavior, or some other person on your end does some bad behavior, and then it's like, what about this person? I want everyone to take accountability. That's what I want personally. I don't know how that's hard.
The only times I think whatabouts are fine is when you're defending yourself, which in that situation she wasn't defending herself, and she, like I said, she's already done the thing where she's talked about it, owned up to the person themselves, and they've squashed the beef. They squashed that, and it seems like they're good now. Now anybody else bringing it up seems to just be using it as an attack, almost just to be like, "You're a dox," just to make sure they can get her to say that, "Yeah, I'm a doxer."
My problem is if you make an acknowledgement, if you encourage that once, like that's already bad. Then you're encouraging doxing for everyone, really. So it seems like that, like by your own standards, like the doxing, incitement, you hold by that. It doesn't really matter to me that like because Dan forgave like food shops, or is able to forget it, or just like ignore it. That doesn't really mean anything to me, because this just means that this behavior will be tolerated if this person does this or encourages this to anyone else that this person doesn't like. That's the grievance I have. Like, I would never fucking do this to even food shops, and I think food shops is subhuman.
Well,
it just wouldn't cross my mind,
Let's continue this conversation later. If you want to call
sure.
food shops 101, she said she's down, but
I'll call her. All right.
Stay black, Jeff.
All right, let's call her. Let's try easing in. Let's not immediately start screaming, if that's possible.
Yo, hey, what's up?
You want to start on a softer note?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
How have you been?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good.
All right.
How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty good. Can't complain. All things considered.
Okay. That's cool.
I got a question for you.
That sigh?
On the softer end, yeah, because I want to start soft. I want to start amicable. Wait, can I clarify some things about like how I feel I've talked about you in the past, or how I've criticized you or made fun of you?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I feel like the way we started, from what I remember, is primarily my issue, and it was more so to make fun of you, is that you came out the gate with your controversy of just admitting to, liking lolly content and stuff like that, right? It's just like it's the means of, this is like very antisocial, self-destructive behavior. And then the POCD argument wasn't really compelling to me about your behavior or anything like that. But I've always been adamant. And I don't know if you recollect this, but I recollect this. And I think I've told you in the very few calls that I've had with you, is that I didn't really have an issue with the actual, because if you're like, let's just put this colloquially.
Yeah,
if I see you I don't just like Mr. Girl, if I see you as a non-offended pedophile.
I don't. No. I don't particularly remember that. All I remember, mostly is you telling me to put the fries in the bag and to stop doing content creation, because clearly I can't make a foreign content creation unless I talked about lolly, right?
Well, at that time, that was
you said you want to turn me. You said you want to turn me into a trans Mr. Girl or something like that. I don't know.
I didn't say that part.
Well, you said you wanted me to go down Mr. Girl's path.
I remember you saying that you were like the base Mr. Girl or something like that. I never said anything about.
I'll say I am. I'll still say I am. Yeah. I'll still, because I can get across all of his ideas without being weird about it. Yeah.
But you can't really.
I mean, that's up to personal opinion, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that it? I mean, like, this is pretty milquetoast. I don't know.
I feel like to clarify any of my issues, the issue, and I was softer with you on this, and I'm still soft on this approach, where it's more so that I felt, and at that time I meant that, and I still mean that at that point, you weren't going anywhere with the content, which is fine. I don't have an issue if somebody does stuff as a hobby necessarily, but if you're trying to make it like as a career, then it was like, I think, still appropriate advice.
I mean, here's the thing.
I wasn't saying like you can't do this as a hobby or anything like that. You can't have fun with this. Like, that was never my advice. Yeah.
Sure. Let me respond to that.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, why? Like, even at the time, why do you even care? Like, why do you care about what I do with my own streaming thing, right?
I don't know. Why does anyone care about anything? It's just like, you know.
Well, I mean, typically, like, it's not like you were a fan or something. Like, I think specifically you were a hater. So, you know, you just came on to say,
I think that's like strong language.
You should reconsider. You should reconsider that.
Well, I
mean, like, to be very clear, that's who you are, right? Like,
it's very strong. At that time, we can talk about it now, but at that time, it's like if I were to look at like any locale behavior. It's like, it's funny to make fun of, but it's like not like I didn't have like a serious investment in hating you. You know that, right?
I mean,
like,
you can tell
like,
you can. Yeah,
but
it's
extremely strong word there.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny you say that now, because I remember at the time of the call you said like, "Oh, Queeman owns you, Mr. Girl owns you." Like you were just like yelling
that's
that,
still true.
and you know that's with visceral hatred in your voice.
It was funny to make fun of you, and I still find that to be true. And I would say that about like any other person that I hate, that I think like
okay, but can you at least acknowledge that you're wrong in the sense of like, oh yeah, career change?
Like no, you said, I was still right. Back. You got carried by destiny, which is fine.
What?
That's what you're.
Whatever you need to do, right? Whatever you need to do, who cares?
That's your lot in life. But like, you are hardcore.
I mean, like,
carried by destiny.
does that matter as long as you make it?
I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine.
I mean, Mizkif started out as Ice Poseidon's cameraman, right?
Push-ups. Yeah. Let's not pretend that you made it just out the gate of like the quality of just your content alone. There's a huge push, right? No?
Okay, but there are other people who want to be Destiny's defender, right? Why didn't they make it?
There was plenty of people. I think Darius even right now could, like, if he wanted to, eat your lunch.
Okay, then let him. That's just how the market goes.
Yeah, I know.
I have no issues with it.
That's my point. I'm not like.
But it just seems as though I don't have an issue with it, but you do.
I also said this. I said you have a work ethic. I still think that's the case. Like, it wasn't like a surprise to me where it's like, oh, this person is like actually getting momentum.
Wait, so isn't right? But isn't that also me? Like, it's not like Destiny is paying me to edit originally, right, for myself.
Well, no,
like I still have to put in that work.
No, like the point.
I don't know why you're attributing all of it to Destiny. The point I'm making is that like every single thing revolves in terms of your content around Destiny. So like that's the point. Like, I don't think anyone. Okay.
I mean this respectfully. I'm not even respectfully, really. But
wait. Denham watches Hassan all day.
I think a majority of people do not come to you for necessarily you. I think there are a couple people, like a handful of people that came to you for you, but I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Should I care about that?
Well, I think if you don't want to,
should I ask every single person whether or not they come specifically for me?
I don't think it's wise to attach yourself to like one specific individual and make your whole content about that individual. No.
Well, that's
like like what I was making fun of J-Stock for as well.
Emery. You see, that's not how content creation works. Okay. How content creation works is that, these days it's quite difficult to make it on your own. Okay. If you have to orbit someone, that's something you have to do. All right. Of course,
that's sad and pathetic.
I
think that's really.
I'm trying to explain to you. Well, I'm trying to explain to you how it works. I'm just explaining to you how the industry works.
I know how it functionally works.
You realize Hollywood.
I know.
Okay. You realize Hollywood actors also act the same way, right? You realize they also act the same way, where they have to play an extra in a movie by a director that tells them what to do, and they have to build up their way for decades and decades before they become like actually known actors and actresses, right? Like in the entertainment industry, this is just how it works. Like you're telling me, oh yeah, it's really pathetic to follow the meta. Like, what exactly do you suggest then? Just create Minecraft videos?
There's networking and then there's orbiting. If you look at, let's just use Kyle Kalinske for one. It's just like, you look at his content, there isn't like a hardcore focus on orbiting one specific individual content creator and backing off all their opinions or talking about anything related to anything that goes on in their content, their opinions on anything, their
Yeah,
drama,
yeah,
or nothing like that.
here's the yes.
So there's a
here's the
meaningful
thing.
distinction
Here's-
here in terms
right.
of quality
So here's the
and
thing.
in terms
So here's
of
the
like
thing.
respectability, in terms of how
Okay.
somebody gets far.
Okay. So
right?
so here's the thing. Here's the
Yeah.
thing, Emery.
Uh-huh.
The issue here is that if you were Destiny that was telling me this, I'll take it a lot more seriously because, well, he's a successful streamer. The issue here is that you average like 17 concurrent viewers on a very, very good day. Why would I take advice from you when it comes to my own career, which I seem to be doing fine?
I feel like you're missing the point.
Well, I
You're missing
think
the point entirely.
you're not even shooting at all. If I'm missing the point,
Food Chops, you're happy you're in your place.
yeah.
What my point is that for a lot of people, they're gonna see what you do, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, that's kind of pathetic." That how you got to that place.
Then, well. Here's the thing.
That's my
If
point.
you-
I'm not saying
if
you should.
care-
I'm not saying
well,
you should.
Hold on.
I'm not saying
If
should.
you care, hold on. If you care a lot about what other people think of you,
Let's say-
then I can see why that point is
Food
important
Shops.
to you. But
Let's
for
say
me,
Food Shops-
I guess I have more of a thicker skin. I don't know.
Food Shops. Let's say
yeah.
Destiny threw you under the bus for whatever reason. He just made up a reason. Hypothetically, let's play with this. Where do you think your career will be if Destiny, for whatever reason, did that to you?
Well, we'll cross that bridge once we
Where
get
do you think
there,
those numbers
right?
will be, Food Chops?
Well,
Realistically,
we'll
be
cross that
honest
bridge
with
once
me.
we
Be
get there.
honest with me, Food Chops.
Wait, no. There's in this
You don't want to address
in this
this.
industry.
All right.
No, this isn't a real question because I don't have an answer for you. The reason I don't have an answer for you is
you do
because I
have
don't
an
think
answer.
about
The
it.
answer is you would
no,
be in a very,
I don't.
very horrible
Yeah,
place.
I probably wouldn't be. Yes, I probably wouldn't be in a good position.
You would
but the
be
thing
in a
is
horrible
that why? Yeah, but why
This
should
is
I
my,
care
this is
about
my
this?
yes. This is my point.
Oh, okay.
let's even go with this. Say Destiny doesn't throw you under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Say something legitimate, and it's like beyond the pale. Like there's no ambiguity. There's nothing. Like it's just straight as day. The evidence is clear as day. He's
Well,
just
why would
done.
he throw me under
He's
the
actually
bus?
done.
Like, what's the
He's actually
reason?
finally
What's the-
finito. He's like, let's say he's
With
like
what?
arrested or something. He's not making.
Yeah, but
where
with
are you
what?
at that
Like,
point?
No. But with like, why would he be done?
I'm throwing out a hypothetical.
Well, yeah, but if it's a hypothetical that never happens,
Food Chops.
that it
Food
pertains
Chops.
that pertains to my career, why would I care about it? Right?
Food Chops. I'm throwing out a hypothetical. You want to engage with
Like
anyone?
tomorrow aliens could land and then my career wouldn't mean anything anymore because everyone is doing alien content, right? Like
What did you have for
we can
breakfast
make up
this
any
morning, Food Chops?
I had taro buns. Why?
Okay.
Why?
So you know where the point is going, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah. The point is
I
the
don't.
reliability.
I legitimately do not, bro.
It's
Yeah.
not only unhealthy for yourself in a personal way. It's unhealthy.
Wait, somebody
for
said
your,
you sound like
it's
Radiant with a
unhealthy for
voice
your
changer.
potential
How do you play?
growth if something like that were to happen.
Okay, but Emery, why do you sound like Radiant with a voice changer?
I don't know who Radiant is. I don't care. You want to address
You
this
don't.
or no?
You don't. Know who Radiant
I don't care
is?
about your Goyslop reference of like
Mm.
DGG or number.
You sure you don't know who
50,000.
Radiant is? You know
I don't care about any of this.
the one of the co-hosts of Darius.
I don't listen to Darius like that.
Well, I mean, you were on Darius' stream, right?
I was on Darius' stream. That doesn't mean I recognize every single person in Goyslop user.
Okay, so you must be pretty blind then, right?
Okay.
What? What do you say?
I can just tell you're just not going to engage. It's fine.
Well, it's because you're asking really stupid questions.
Well, it's an actual point, but okay.
Okay, all right. 5 viewer Andy. I'm sure I'll put that.
Oh, that's the other
opinion in
thing.
with
I did
the
ask
rest of
you
the
this earlier.
opinions.
Food Shops, I asked you this
Yeah.
earlier. When did I say? When
Yeah,
did
go
I
ahead.
say? Can you remind me? When did I say I was making this a full-time job? When did I ever say that?
Well, I mean, I can go to the same excuse, right?
No, you don't have that excuse because the entire time you've been a streamer, you've hustled and hustled and hustled to try to get to the point you're at.
Emery, you
There's a
realize
meaningful
that-
distinction. if
Emery,
you look
that
at
sounds
wait,
like a cope.
look at
They're like,
food
yeah,
shops.
I'm not doing this as
Food
a
shops.
full-time
Food
job.
shops.
It's a cope,
Food
right?
shops.
Like,
Look at my channel, Food Shops. Do you think I'm seriously
Emery.
trying to make a living off of this?
Emery,
Be on
Emery,
Food
you
Shops.
know that
Be
sounds like
honest.
such a cope, right?
Food Shops. Be honest.
Well, I need you to be
Do
honest
you think
with
the
me
way I
first.
engage on this
That's how it
platform
works, right?
is a
Tit for
means of
tat.
trying to get a living? Don't you think if I were trying to make a living, I would be doing more? At least trying to do more.
Sure, but it could entirely be the case. It could entirely be the case that you're not successful as a content creator,
Food
so then
shops,
you have to go to that reasoning.
way I
as
use
Wait,
my
are you gonna let me
platform-
finish? Wait, are you gonna let me finish after
Food
I
shops.
answer your question,
Food shops,
or like
the
is this a
way-
one-sided thing?
Food Shops, the way I use my platform is I post my stupid
Am
little edits that I post
am I
small
gonna
little
get
debates
any
that I
room
make
to
every
answer?
blue moon.
Okay,
And
we're
I
gonna
just
do
do
this.
live streams on my YouTube, and I
Okay.
don't really spread
Anyway,
out.
all right, there's just to my
I
audience.
don't
all right?
really advertise my shit. Food Shops, your point is
I mean,
fucking
that's
stupid.
just the post ad
That's
hoc
not post rationalization.
rationalization,
I'm
right?
explaining to you how I function.
Specifically, what's happening is that it seems
Food Shops,
like Emery here.
you're projecting
okay,
you're projecting
is
you're
not very
projecting your
good
sad
with
egotistical behavior.
You know, content creation. So he has to
of
provide
your
a post
entire
ad hoc
existence being carried by a streamer.
explanation to justify why he's doing so bad. Because you know everybody thinks
Food Shops
that they are the main characters.
Food Shops, you
of their
care
own
about this
story, so
far
everybody
more.
thinks, oh my god, I'm going to be
you
the
care about
content
this
creator to
far
make
more
it.
than
I'm
me,
going to be
Food
the content
Shops.
creator to make it. But the thing is that you know that is what we call survivor's bias. Because, well, you know, for
Food
every
Shops-
single streamer that makes it,
Food Shops, do you
there
think
is
anyone ever
500
has
streamers who do not make it.
Food
And
Shops, I got a question for
Emery
you.
cannot accept
Food Shops, I got a question
being
for
a
you.
part of
Food
that
Shops.
500 streamers who simply do not make it.
Food
okay?
Shops.
And it's okay if you don't make it, but
I know you
just
wanna go on
don't
your endless
understand
monologue.
why you would have to cope by saying, well, I wasn't even being serious about it in the first place. I don't know. It just comes off kind of like insecure and weak,
Shops.
right? And then
Food
now
Shops.
you're trying to give me advice.
Food
I don't know,
Shops.
it's just kind of
Food
weird.
Shops.
Anyway,
You-
I'm gonna unmute him now.
Okay, you kept bringing it up, Food Shops. This is your behavior.
Are you still talking? Are you still talking?
didn't-
Wait, you were still talking the whole time?
Food Shops, you kept projecting this on
Wait,
me.
did you hear my answer or did you not? I can repeat it if you want. Is that okay?
You didn't even tell me that you muted me, first of all.
Well, I mean, you should figure it out, right? Because you're just yapping.
You're okay, so you project onto me your own behavior. Do you think
Yeah.
anyone has ever
Yeah, what's your response?
Do
What's
you
your
think
response?
anyone has ever made a song or a album and said, you know, I only do this as a hobby? Do you think anyone's ever done that?
Yeah, of course.
Why
Yeah.
why is that not the case for me? Why am I not allowed to do that? Why is it
Well, I mean,
why
well,
wait, hold on.
well, because
No, sincere question, Food Shops.
can I answer?
What?
Can I answer?
No, you
or
can't,
are you
'cause-
going to keep asking the same
Well,
question?
I'm clarifying the question even further. Why are you projecting your way of handling your content and how you strive, and what a lot of other streamers like to strive in the content space? Why is it upon me that I should do exactly what you guys do? Why is that a necessary thing to engage in the space?
What do you mean? Like, why you need a reason to
Why
engage in
am
this
I
space?
not allowed to do what I do as a hobby? Why is there notion that I have to do?
Well, you're
that
you're
I have
allowed
to-
to. I just don't think it's true for you.
Okay, why? Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, all the signs kind of point to it, right?
What's the signs? Show the signs.
For example, you're kind of insecure about, you know, other people's view counts. It seems like you're kind of jealous of me. You're trying to offer me unsolicited advice. I'm not coming to you for advice. And you don't really speak from a place of authority. It just comes off as you being weak and insecure, right?
Do you think any person who has listened to a piece of art is not allowed to facilitate advice about, like?
Well, of course they can. Of course they can facilitate
you-
advice. But I'm just
wait,
saying where
so
yours come
that
from
doesn't
seem
even
to be
work.
from a place of insecurity.
And then when do you think when I talk about views that I ever project myself to be somebody that is making more views or should be making more views than other people? Do I ever say that? Have I ever specified that?
Are you going to engage with whether or not you're insecure or what?
No,
Like,
you're just
are you
projecting.
insecure?
You're just projecting your own feelings on this, which
I mean,
can
we all have our.
I can understand Food Chops. You were an unsuccessful
but-
YouTuber for quite a while. I can understand why you're projecting all those feelings onto me.
Well, at least I was successful eventually, right? You're still going
Well,
at
you're
it.
successful because you got carried. That's the sad thing.
I'm okay with being carried. You know, sometimes you need that one cracked Valorant
because that means
sniper,
so
right?
much more at that
The person with
point.
the operator. Yeah, the operator handler, right? Sometimes it's okay to be carried. Yeah, that's fine. The only way, I mean, you'd be stupid to not refuse, like, you'd be stupid to refuse help, right? Like, obviously that's silly. Right? Yes?
You're like...
My friend? My friend?
You're just projecting all of your sad behavior onto me. It's very
Well, I mean, whatever helps you sleep, right?
I guess.
Does it help you sleep?
Well,
like, do you have sleeping
seem
issues?
to take
You
a
sound
big
like
issue about this.
you
in
sound like you have
particular.
breathing problems. You sound like you have breathing problems. You know? So I'm worried about your sleep.
Wow.
I'm very concerned about you, Emery. Ever since you
admitted
that you know, you didn't like your life anymore on Mr. Girl's
I'm
stream,
concerned about
you know?
the 17-year-old that you seem to be talking to. I'm very concerned about that. You want to specify on that?
Oh, you mean the
It was that 17-year-old that seems to have an issue with you?
You mean the adult man?
You mean the person
was
that
pretending to
that,
be?
you know,
Was pretending to be
you mean the person
a
that you're saying?
17-year-old
Oh, you know,
to be an overage person. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You want to avoid all that?
Have you seen Darius and that person talk, or so-called talk? Have you seen that?
You didn't have messages with a 17-year-old, no?
I mean that's pretty important, no?
I don't know what you're referencing. I'm not watching your Goy Slop.
I messaged the man. I can admit to that. I messaged the man.
As far as you were aware, this person was 17, right?
No, not as far as I'm aware. Because at the time, I thought they were overage.
No,
so
you thought
I don't know
that?
what you're referring to.
Are you sure about that? If you were to look over it?
Absolutely sure.
If you were to look over it,
100%. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Yes.
Interesting.
You want to bring up some evidence or what? And also, by the way, isn't it important to see that thing between Darius and my so-called victim? If you're going to levy these things at me, like, it doesn't sound like you're doing your homework. You know what I mean?
Nope. People brought it already up to you, so the 17-year-old
really makes you think.
Already out there.
Really makes you think, huh?
You know, things start to add up. You start to express attraction. You start to express attraction to 12-year-olds. You know, suddenly next thing you know,
really adds up. It really adds up how
interesting.
It really adds up how sophisticated the lies.
Very interesting pattern, you know.
Okay.
And
mostly out jealousy.
I wonder how all that
mostly
ended
out
up
jealousy.
Food Chops.
How does Quimman own me if I have more subscribers than him? I'm just curious.
He's a better content creator than you, easily.
Why?
He's more entertaining.
Why?
He's more insightful. He says something more of substance. Your content is like lazy.
How?
I think even if I agreed with your content, even if I agreed with like, your messages,
like, are you gonna give any
even if I agree with your
that?
messages, like you're like flat and boring.
Well, I think it just seems like you're a fan of his and you're just not a fan of me. That's it, right? Like you don't have to go to all these elaborate excuses, right? People can admit when they're fans of somebody that is not really talented or good at what they do, right? Like that's okay. You realize that, right? That's okay.
No. Your argument's,
no? Why?
Your argument's fucking ridiculous because everyone else's content is so much better than yours in terms of quality. You know, quality streamers or quality YouTubers are out there and they'll never reach even the remote amount of success that you do. You know, most of YouTube algorithm is like slop. You know that, right? The amount of success doesn't equal to quality. You know that, right? Like a Minions movie in the movie theater, it could be total like slop and make like $1 billion. It doesn't really amount to quality, does it? In terms of like another movie, in terms of the level of objectivity.
Yeah, very deep.
Well, it's not that deep. It's pretty basic actually.
Sexually deep, even.
Yeah.
Mizkif, thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry, go on. Hey, do you want some of my $50 that person gave? Like a small cut, maybe? Like pity $5? Is that okay?
I already make my own.
Okay.
Money.
Sorry. I was okay. I was just making sure. Okay, because I just earned $50 so easily.
I actually have something called a job.
You know.
I actually have something called a job.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. I was just checking in. Yeah.
My job isn't to suck a.
You sure you don't want $5? You sure you don't want $5?
Pedophile's cock. That's not my job, actually.
Wait. Oh, wait, are you sure? Wait, your job is what?
I said my job is not to suck a pedophile's cock, unlike yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm sucking cock, but
Yeah. You don't think so?
Yeah. I mean, if I have to suck cock, I mean, they would have to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sex worker and all, right?
Oh, you're paying for it.
How? I'm being paid for it.
What was that $50 for?
From a viewer of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. You know, Musebloot. Shout out to Musebloot, by the way. Okay. Oh, shout out to CDubball135. Thank you so much for the $5. I'm not rich, but putting up with this idiot. Oh, thank you so much, $5. No, that's me. Don't say that. Okay. Sorry, Emery. My audience can be quite rude.
Oh.
Are you okay, Emery?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Are you alright?
I'm chill.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're okay. Okay, that's it. Just checking in.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes like a healthcare.
What was the last time you covered politics, by the way?
I don't know.
I just noticed you stopped talking about that. Maybe because you realized you had like nothing to say of.
Well, because I do what works for me in terms of content. That's normal.
So
I think.
you mean like your like content is like totally garbage and it wasn't working? Like you can't stand out on your own?
Oh, Museblue, thank you so much for the $100 to make him more unhappy. Oh, don't say that. I think everyone deserves happiness. Jesus Christ, Museblue. Oh, dude, thank you so much for the $100. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, please do not go bankrupt donating to me. Okay, sorry. Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah, what was the last time you actually did something like on your own?
What do you mean?
Yeah, when was the last time you said anything noteworthy about politics at all? Anything interesting? Anything insightful?
Oh yeah, by the way, Museblue, I just want to thank you again for $100.
When was the last time you did anything of use? Yeah.
Oh my god, wait, hold on. Burnbird, thank you so much for the $50. Here's another 50. Femry, thoughts and prayers for your autism. Get some help, sis. Jesus Christ, dude. Please be kind.
Yeah, it seems like this is just a total waste of time. Interesting. All right. Anyway. Thank you for the 20, Zoo Phillips. Appreciate it. Where's my chat? You aren't confident in politics even though you orbit a politics streamer? True. All right. It kind of gets boring after a while because basically the conversation turns into like that, which is if like the person's not going to address anything of substance, you know, it's kind of no point. For a while, because basically. Oh wait, hold on. The conversation turns into like. Doug Brainer wants to talk. She's welcome to. Doug Brainer. You're welcome to talk. Send a friend request. Oh, friend request failed. Very unfortunate. It's the confidence of a convicted felon. Yeah. Is Fruit Shop's claiming she was also catfished like Destiny? It's new lore for me. Yeah, it's just a bunch of made up lore apparently. Take it all back. Why'd you delete that? There we go. Let's see. All right, there we go. Man, I know it would be hard to sit through that. People trying to flex money is so embarrassing. All food shops wanted to do was embarrass you, and everyone can see that. Yeah, it just gets boring after a while. You're like, oh, okay. There's like nothing more to this? Okay, cool. I try to start it on, you know, pleasant terms, as pleasant as it possibly could be. And there's just nothing there. It's like a hollow shell of a person, unfortunately. What do we want to do? Anything else? I don't know. Wanted to talk to Duckbrainer. That's what I wanted to do. Let's see. Spoke to McConnell for about 20 minutes this morning. He said, we should end the war with Iran, quit giving aid to Israel, stop spying on Americans without a warrant, and he's really sorry about how my primary turned out. That's pretty awesome. Feel bad for being poor? Yeah, don't feel bad. It's like, haha, you can't afford food or a house. You can't afford insurance. I don't know what I want to do now. Is that fitness influencer who died? I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, we might end here. I'm not sure. Ooh. Last night, in the wake of the news about Graham Plattner, our public endorsement of him, and our sense of alarm we felt watching everything go down, we made a mistake. When we received the information about Troy Jackson, our fear was that the left was about to accidentally rally behind another potential monster. We panicked and spread unverified allegations in a post about Troy Jackson that was rightly received criticism. We agree with many of you that we acted in a manner that was irresponsible and inappropriate. This post was inexcusable. It is not the only post that is inexcusable, and we ourselves need to make a change. In the past month, many of the statements we released about particular candidates have not served as the open forums on things we find important as we had hoped. To paraphrase a particularly resonant criticism, it reads as self-important, not actually important, and only serve to damage the movement. It is clear it is not our place to make these kinds of declarations and candidates, nor are we good at it. What are we doing here? That's crazy. We're a young organization comprised of a bunch of live stream chatters coming together to try and learn how to do politics, as we publicly learn many of the same lessons that our peers already have. We hope to grow into the kind of organization that we expect ourselves to be. We want to be helpful in advancing leftist politics, and we regret we have let everyone down with our statements. We will be taking down our posts about Troy Jackson and leaving this kind of thing to people far more qualified. We deeply apologize to Troy Jackson and to other candidates whom we rushed to speak negatively about recently. Awesome. Amazing. I don't know Food Shop's history, but I feel that she came from money. The things that she cares about and is sensitive about makes me feel like her parents are rich. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna do heavy speculation without more of a basis. Connor Murphy is the fitness influencer that recently died. Oh, never heard of that person. Just so no one forgets that Progressive Victory is a joke organization that should not be taken seriously. This is their we're asking our contacts on the ground in Maine about Troy Jackson earlier. Why do you still have the bird on Twitter but not here? We missed the bird. I don't know. I kept the bird. I don't know. I just haven't bothered changing it. There's no huge need to. It's not like a huge incentive. Yeah, I didn't really come planned for anything else. Yeah, let's see. Hold on 1 second. Name Connor was in the tweet you read? I don't know. Thank you for getting this set up. I owe you $10 already for some good content, and I'm getting paid tomorrow, so it felt right giving you 20. Appreciate it. Appreciate the 20. Let's see. It's funny that Shops tries to talk shit. Yeah. Which is kind of really sad, man. It's like, what further do you say at that point? It's like, the person literally is one conversation with somebody just under the line of like 18 from like an FBI investigation. Let's see. Since you're bragging, share the wealth. If she gives you money, great. If not, not also great. No. I'm good. Puts herself in a lose-lose position all the time, yeah. So many people failing upwards, at least Emiru is beautiful. Yeah. I really don't know what I want to cover next. Is there like it's like this simultaneous feeling of there's so much but there's so little. You ever get that feeling where you're like there's so much and there's so little? I need to do like a refresh. I need to start unsubscribing from so many different channels that I do not watch. I have too much shit. I have too much shit that is on my subscribe list. So many of these people I just do not watch anymore. We already did Grab Plattner stuff yesterday. Is there an update on Grab Plattner at all? Has that guy made any other statement? Graham Plattner. And tell people to support Graham Plattner. Places campaign video uncritically. Praises Plattner, calling other people predators. Also a move. Hassan enjoys, calls it the most Hassan Abi campaign.
And a hatred of.
Anyway, this is Plattner's first general election ad.
Most powerful Democrats and Republicans in the country were on Epstein Island. It seems the only thing the party establishments can agree on is a love of Jeffrey Epstein and a hatred of me. I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message because together we will take back our government from the.
I mean, that's beast mode. To be like, everyone who hates me is a pedophile. He's running the most. They're calling this the most Hasanabi campaign of all time.
No, Plattner shouldn't run. Plattner shouldn't run. It's cooked. It's cooked. You're like. You're absolutely cooked. Being against American rape soldier Graham Plattner was record behavior. Also noticing an uptick in leftist streamers with 1 million plus of followers who have an output of attacking communists, anti-Zionists, who dare to say that war criminals with Nazi tattoos and documented history of anti-black racism, misogyny, and justifying sexual violence shouldn't be supported. Noticing a bizarre uptick in accounts with 10 to 40 followers who I've never seen before, whose only output is attacking communists, anti-Zionists. Go back to ignoring it. Lots of people seem to revel in record behavior because they disagree with tactics. It's like very simple accountability. He just has to. He has to just eat the bullet. You know, he just has to eat the shit that like is being thrown his way. I don't understand why that's like so hard to do here. Like, you've embarrassed yourself. Majority Report has embarrassed themselves. Kyle Kalinske has embarrassed themselves by, you know, sticking up for this guy as long as they have. Like, I don't understand why is this such a tall order?
DSA Aaron in Atlanta, very disappointed.
Majority Report enthusiastically defended Graham Plattner from allegations of murder during his 5 tours of Iraq and Afghanistan, demanding that people respect his veteran status. You know.
During the war, a lot of people weren't even allowed to be discharged. DSA Aaron in Atlanta, very disappointed of MR crew defending Plattner. He's a war criminal and a baby killer. 4 tours in Blackwater. All the normal guys get out after 1 tour. He did 4. Dude is a.
I don't think that's
idiot.
actually accurate.
Talking about.
That is accurate. Why are you lying about this? Emma, why are you lying?
A lot of people weren't even allowed to be discharged. They were kept on hold and redeployed over and over and over again. You don't know what you're talking about. Cole from, and when he worked as a contractor, I don't know if it was for Blackwater or who,
this
but
this is embarrassing.
He was working as a guard for the State Department.
But let's throw veterans under the bus as a political movement. That seems really smart. That's how we win. We do a 50-state Democratic Party now, is we throw veterans under the bus.
Jesus Christ. This girl's gonna get his wish. Society's gonna collapse because women don't want to have sex anymore. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna collapse because we're all just a bunch of fucking filth. We are so cooked. Far too late. Climate change is here, you know. It's done. It's a wrap, guys. Someone who supported Grant Plattner like Hassan explained why him mass murdering and raping Iraqis and Afghans as a volunteer rape soldier and Blackwater mercenary was totally fine and forgivable, and we now have to accept him as a good person because that's a really leftist and moral thing to do, but him raping an American woman is beyond the pale, and now he has to drop out because we can't accept this. What standard are you using to evaluate politics aside from the U.S. media and political class? Doesn't give a shit about him mass murdering and raping brown people abroad, so we shouldn't care and just forgive him because having basic principles doesn't matter. But oh my god, he raped a white American woman? No, that's headline news. He has to drop out now, even if he acknowledges it and begs forgiveness a million times. This is standard, isn't it? And that is why everyone outside your depraved clique despises you, because you will defend anything as long as you think advances your cunt pseudo-radical sockdom treat-relite politics. The fact that people are still debating climate change is insane. I literally watched a video this morning that said the warming is so low that humans can't even tell the difference. Oh my god, no, being outside, there's a distinct difference. I can tell you that for sure. Somebody works outside a lot. That is, I'm telling you guys, this heat, dude, it's a lot. This was not Hassan's position, nor the position of any leftists in media.
Comparison when you say, oh, he could be tough. It's tough, man. Perhaps that's the reason why so many of you make the wrong comparison when you say, oh, he could be like another John Fetterman, or you're like, oh, what if he was an IDF veteran, or whatever. You don't listen to what he's saying right now. You're like, oh, well, this is a lesser evil vote. How is it any different than Kamala Harris? It's not a lesser evil vote. What are you talking about? This is not a lesser evil vote at all. Yikes. People like Plattner are the people who killed 100+ little girls in Iran. I'll never support that. Yikes. Yeah, I don't care, man. Yeah, you got it. Well, luckily you don't have to vote for him. I don't care about the personal character of Graham Plattner. I don't care about the things that he's done unless it's like literally irredeemable. I think he's done irredeemable shit in service. And even then, I'm willing to overlook.
I don't even know why somebody would just... Why... Well, you die if you stop lying. He doesn't even consider him a lesser evil vote, even though he bragged about slaughtering brown people and committing war crimes. Why doesn't he double down now? Because the victim is an American. That's it. You are an American chauvinist pig.
The irredeemable, possibly irredeemable things he's done in service. Okay? I'm saying chatters are not understanding what you're saying. No, I think they're understanding it. A lot of the people who fucking yell at me about Grant Plattner being like a baby killer or whatever the fuck, I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit. I'm Team Platt.
It's like he literally just kind of says it, you know? Like it is like it's like a question to ask where it's like, you know, if the line wasn't this, you know, why is it only now when it happens to be like unavoidable at this point that this guy has had a history of like this behavior with white American women in his life. Now it's like, yeah, dude, this guy needs to be cut off now. I just don't understand. I just don't understand that thought process, man. I don't get it, man. Was a naive Fetterman supporter for a long time. The idea of someone is going to be the same after a stroke, so stupid. Yeah. Ah. You addressed the stint at Blackwater in our interview. It's difficult for veterans to integrate back into society and find jobs that fit them. I don't care. That's not an excuse to go back and continue doing what you were doing. You want me to, like, cry for you? Like, sorry, that's not going to happen. Oh, yeah, have an adventure and kill some people. I joined up in 04, did Fallujah. Hell of an excellent experience, man. Oh my god. We just need a whole reset, guys. Just a whole cleanse reset, you know? Just need to bring, God just needs to bring the Great Flood again, okay? Oh my god.
Fucking dumbasses really need to just rein it in, dude. It's so ridiculous. It's so privileged in many ways where we're just like, listen, I didn't go through these experiences, so I'm obviously morally infallible as opposed to this fucking guy, you know? And before...
This is what people in Israel would say about like IDF soldiers or whatever. You're like speaking from like privilege, you know? You're so like privileged. You're so like you've never done anything that they've ever done. Like you've never dealt with what they have had to deal with. You're just speaking from like privilege, as if it isn't a meaningful. This not a meaningful criticism to anything that anyone has said.
Or any number of you dipshits turn around and cynically try to tell me, what do you think Iraqi feels about this? You already know my position on this, okay? You're not from there. You're from America. You live in fucking Connecticut, okay? In your father's McMansion. Shut the fuck up.
Time settling into a society that he felt betrayed by and left behind by.
Fucking...
He's speaking as if he's speaking to like just a bunch of like rich white people in their mansions or whatever. That's just not the case. The audience is comprised of so many different people from different facets of life. I just don't understand. I just don't understand why somebody would find this to be the appropriate avenue to go down. Like, Plattner's just not that compelling. Like, the policies are compelling. That's about it. As a candidate, it's like he's like whatever. He was like all right. He was like the better option policy wise. Yeah, it's just American military is a very complicated problem despite all the bad they do. They also do they also do humanitarian work. It would depend on what you're talking about for the humanitarian work. I'm sure they've done some good, right? But like, I would imagine the bad overwhelms the good for the most part. I hope everyone can see that Progressive Inc. just rug pulled Graham Plattner on behalf of establishment Democrats right before he was about to win the Senate race. They ditched him earlier rather than stick with him until the 11th hour. Maybe Maine could have found someone else. Funny how that works. Plattner could have sexted my mom and I'd still vote for him. It's just embarrassing. Anyway. Let's see. I need something new. I need something new to cover. The Mizkif stuff, I guess.
Okay. I have the court filings with me, and today I would like to go over them. I'm Matthew Renato, the streamer known online as Mizkif. In the court filings, my name is also spelled Mizrandino. This is about Emily Shunk, the streamer online known as Emiru, who I was in a relationship with for about 3 years. For 3 years, she was the first person I saw every morning and the last person I saw every night. She was a person who wanted to marry me and have my children. Then, about 10 months later, after we broke up, in October of 2025, on a live stream to her audience of millions, she accused me of sexual assault.
Today I'm going to be opening about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing.
Stalking and abuse. I deny those accusations completely. To be clear about the setup, I am the one who went to court. I sued her for defamation, meaning for making false accusations that damage me. A court has since ordered me to lay out, one statement at a time,
I definitive a statement within 30 days, identifying each statement by alleges to be defamatory, including 1, the exact quotes from her live stream, how each statement is untrue, and how it harms him.
exactly what she said that is false. This is me doing that, with a public court record and her own words placed next to each claim, so you can weigh it for yourself. Here's what's changed. After her October 2025 live stream, the accusation spread everywhere, and to most people, the story was already settled. I was guilty. But what changed is that in June 2026, a federal judge reviewed her request to throw my entire case out and recommended the opposite, that it moves forward. So here's the accusations that she made on stream. These are in her words as the judge quoted them. On October 2025, near the start of her live stream, by the magistrate judge on the account of the transcript, she said she was, and quote, finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done.
Mizkif is clearly not a real human being. His entire life is just trying to chase clout. I just thought about this. I was looking at like the Taylor Swift stuff, and I just realized how deeply shallow and clout obsessed people are, to the point of inhumanity. And this is like a lot more common than it should be. And I feel like it's like really common in the streamer space, especially. I really should just start doing this. I'm just gonna assume like literally every single person outside of me is like not a real person. Is that just me? I'm just gonna start doing this. I feel like I have to start doing this because like the Taylor Swift stuff is like, how do you make your entire life like a product? Like, I don't understand how you're like, I'm going to make my brand for my music, like dating all these different people, and then because of like the public perception where like I don't want to be seen as like a slut for at a certain point in time, or like just like a floozy or something like that, I'm gonna settle down with like Travis, the football player or whatever his name is, that guy. I'm just gonna find a point in time where we just do like a PR, like marriage, like a PR relationship, like, and almost none of it comes off as sincere. And so many different like ways that streamers engage is like celebrities. It's like, you know, some streamers are obviously like Kai Cenat or something that are like functionally like basically celebs or whatever, but like it's just like such a normalized way of like going about making content, and it's just content, and there's like very little like of a real person at the end of it all, you know, and it's just like very hollow and gross. I'm real. You're a chatter, you're not a streamer. I don't know if Mizkif is just... Well, Mizkif comes off as one of those people. That's kind of my point. Asmongold's one of those people. It's almost like being mad at Asmongold or any of these people. In one way, it's just like being mad at like an entire fabrication of a person in a way. Emiru is definitely fake. Yes, Emiru is definitely fake. The Senna person, fucking Pokey main person. A lot of these people are just like fraudulent, like through and through. There might be some like sincerity to some aspects of like what they do with their content at times. There might be like things they pick and choose appropriately that are like sincere, but like it all functionally feels like inauthentic at the end of the day. I think the moment I was blackpilled on Modern Society is when Tinder announced that they were going to make AI use avatars to go on dates and then tell us how the AI avatar's date went. What the fuck is the point of this? Yeah.
It's me. And some of these issues, which are still ongoing. Under Texas law, as a magistrate judge in my case wrote, accusing someone of a crime or of engaging in serious sexual misconduct is defamation per se. In plain terms, defamation per se means that falsely accusing someone of a crime is treated by the law as damaging on its face. So the harm does not have to be proven separately. Those are accusations of crimes. I deny every one of them. And the judge did not leave that standard in the abstract, applying it to her sexual assault accusation in the same opinion. She found that accusation reasonably capable of a defamatory meaning and allowed my defamation claim to move forward. If you want to find any of these readings, I'll be putting a link below where you can read everything. For the first time I spoke until now, my account has not changed. The same denial, the same story, the same detail. I have never had to take anything back because I have never lied. She has, repeatedly, through this entire process. And I'm going to walk you through the lies in her own filings and her words. The same filing has her calling one live stream spontaneous, unedited, and unscripted in one document, and describing a lawyer's review and prepared notes in another. It has her swearing in a footnote that we did not get back together, while 2 months of her messages say that we did. It was her announcing a restraining order in 2 states that she never filed. Those are not differences of memory, they are lies, and the records are right here. The first thing that people told about me were that he admitted to everything. I never did, and I never moved off my own story. The first thing most people heard about—
I don't remember him ever doing this. Then he could take accountability for like some aspects of the story, but there was no acceptance of responsibility of a very specific, like there was no admittance of like I did sexual assault or anything like that, or something like more specific like that. Yeah.
Was not that the accusations itself, it was that I had gone on my own stream and admitted to all of it. This is false. I denied these claims from the beginning, and I've said that in the same thing every day since. Almost no one listened to my side. Before I went live, Emiru went live first. She told the world that I sexually assaulted her, abused her, and stalked her, before I had a single word in my defense. I deny those accusations completely. The word that came next, rapist.
Twitch really has been hiding rapists and terrorists on the platform. Well, Ice Poseidon's camera man is a disgusting word, rapist. This is shocking news. Mizkif, you're a rapist. Mizkif, a rapist? Yeah, man, rain is wet grass and green common now. Go support Emiru. What's the deal with popular video game streamers always raping women per capita? 5 streamers being rapists has got to be higher than Afghan asylum seekers in the UK. 2 random people committed sexual abuse. Mizkif is a rapist. Emiru kills animals. J-Slat isn't funny. SAS specific parameters. There was an escalation of a sexual advance, and she screamed or something because she didn't want to go that far, and then he immediately stopped. I don't know if I don't think you could say that's sexual assault, to be quite honest.
Came from everyone who heard her and ran with it. The verdict was in before I even said a single word. And when I did go live, I told my side, and I've stuck with it word for word to today. She has not. She has done exactly 1 live stream. And across that single stream, her story does not hold together. It has contradictions that are laid out in the sections that follow, in her own filings and her own words. One account has never changed. The other keeps changing. So why does the false version that I admitted to everything still win? That's because almost no one watched either stream in full. People pulled small clips from my about 30-minute response, cut away the context, and wrapped their own narrative around it for views and for clips. And the reach was never close to her. So in Emiru's filing, her motion calls it spontaneous. Her own transcript has her describing a lawyer's review and prepared notes. In her motion to dismiss, her attorney describes the stream this way in regards to the sexual assault. The live stream was spontaneous, unedited, and unscripted, speaking openly and vulnerably in the moment. In her declaration, she states the filed transcript of the live stream is accurate, a true and correct copy. And she says at 18 minutes and 5 seconds into that stream, I have been in contact with my lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today. And across that same broadcast, she keeps refuting to how prepared she was. It was not just on a whim, she says. I took a lot of notes. I just ended up reading off my own notes. So my attorney puts it in court directly. Shunk should not be heard now.
Call me petty because I should not care this much, but I'm glad Mizkif lost everything and keeps losing. When he cried on stream about a court case that did not even involve him, I got Sussy Baka vibes. I don't know. I'm getting the sense that he's in the right on this one.
Argue that her defamatory...
As a overall person, this guy seems like a lizard or whatever. Like not a real person, but...
Comments were some off-the-cuff, spontaneous, emotional response, when she specifically stated that not only were her comments thoroughly planned out and scripted, that they were in fact reviewed by counsel and advanced to the live stream. So her brief on the stream was spontaneous and unscripted. Her own filed transcript has her saying a lawyer reviewed and it read from notes. Both are her words. In the same case, they describe the same 90 minutes 2 different ways. The sexual assault allegations, she called it sexual assault. Here's what she said happened and what I did. She told her audience, and later the court, that what happened between us on one night was sexual assault, a crime. She named it on the live stream, where she made her own other accusations. Then she went over what she says happens that night. These are her own words, as quoted in my complaint. He started kissing my face and I let him do it. And then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hands down my pants. And I screamed. And when I screamed, he jumped off of me like a cat. Here's what I have to say about that, plainly. I did what any man should do in the situation. She made it clear that she didn't want it, and I stopped. I respected her not consenting. I did the right thing in that situation. And look closely at her own account, because on the thing that matters the most, it agrees with me. The moment she reacted, I stopped. When I screamed...
Just say I'm not caught up with this. He could be right here. I'm just saying I don't like him, and it is for a pretty petty reason, so I stand by my word. Yeah, no, I understand.
Jump off of me, like a cat. As her words, not mine. I did not push past her. I did not ignore her. The instant I understood that she was not okay, I stopped. I did not sexually assault her and deny it completely. Here's word for word from the transcript filed. In this case, is what I exactly said on that stream. This was never a confession, and it was denial. And I wrote, I knew the relationship wasn't healthy at this point. I knew we had to end it soon. Emmy posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument after I broke up with her. We broke up for about a month. Then we got back together because we thought we could make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and we started to kiss. She said that she was okay with it on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. So why does this false version that I admitted to everything still win? I would also like to make it very clear that up until that moment, Emiru and I had been dating for over 3 years. We did break up for about a couple weeks, but we immediately got back together. And through the past...
The false aspect of what she's describing is that she describes it as SA. Like it's technically what she's describing is what he even agrees happened, but the falsehood of the matter is the descriptor of like it being SA. If this was like considered SA, like tons of different like advances that somebody like shuts down as people are already in the midst of like kissing or having sex or anything like that, like a lot of things would be considered SA, you know, that probably shouldn't be, you know?
That up until that moment, Emiru and I had been dating for over 3 years. We did break up for about a couple weeks, but we immediately got back together. And through the past last year of our relationship, we were constantly breaking up with each other, and then we would repeatedly have sex and get back together. So this is just one of those moments. To date, There is no evidence of a police report or any other legal action over the incident she alleges happened around October 2024, despite her public statements in October 2025, where she said to her audience that she was seeking a restraining order.
I've decided this. I figure, fuck it. This is not related to this. I just want to make an announcement here. I'm gonna set a timer for it. I'm making up exactly when I want to do this. You know what I want to do? I know when I want to do this. All right. I'll do it this way. On October 31st, on Halloween, I'm going to start streaming with a camera. I figure fuck it at this point. I don't care anymore. We'll do that. We'll show up on camera. We'll have whatever setup I have at the time. I don't know where I'm going to put it exactly. I'm going to make this work. But, yeah, I think Halloween's probably the perfect time to start that. Yeah, there we go. Sex is really weird and overly complicated right now. Glad I'm married right now during this time of history. Every relationship, every single interaction I've had, I've never had a single problem. I feel like I've been told that I'm like it's like not overly, but they're like, oh, you're like different, like you're actually, thank you. It's like it's actually like refreshing, and it's like it's always peculiar to me every time it happens, where it's like this isn't like normal, because I feel like every interaction I've ever had, it's just like I do it like it's like a dance, you know, and you kind of just know at a certain point when something like, or you get like a general sense of when something is not being handled properly. So I'm not shitting on Mizkif here. I'm sure in this instance, you know, as far as I can tell from the story, it doesn't really seem like he pushed a line or anything exactly, but you know, women tend to have themselves on guard a lot more, because it seems to be more and more the case that like men just do not understand consent properly. They just do not jive. There's just not jiving with women at all in the bedroom. Please give updates beforehand. I'll have some money saved to celebrate. Yeah, I just figured I might as well start saving up for that camera. At the time of buying the computer and the monitor and all that for streaming, I had the option of getting the camera, but at that time I was like, I don't really care. I wasn't like that invested in being on camera. I'm still not that invested really, but I figure I might as well do it. Her lawyers couldn't claim it was a crime of SA when truth is an absolute defense. Yeah.
I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California.
20 months have now passed since the alleged incident without a single criminal complaint, restraining order, or investigation appearing in any record in California or Texas. The only active case arising from any of this is my defamation lawsuit that I brought against her. The total absence of any official action over a year and a half stands in stark contrast to the severity of what she accused me of.
Even with the Aiden stuff, what was the Aiden and Soul stuff? I'm getting the sense from like the story told in the Aiden and Soul stuff. I know I'm like sidetracked, but it's like still kinda on the general topic about like these sexual dynamics with people. Like Aiden describes the experience as like, I didn't really consent, like meaningfully. Like I wasn't. It was like it wasn't. What did he describe it with? It was like I wasn't like super invested. It was kind of like I was drunk and I just kind of accepted it. And I don't think you did anything nefarious or anything, but you know, I wouldn't have had sex with you if it weren't for the fact that I was drunk. And it's being portrayed as like when he's like talking to Saul, he's like, where Food Shops post this message at? Emery ran from a mental wellness check. You just blattered on about getting money. It was very boring, okay? Good try, though. Let's see. Where was this at? It's like, I don't know what to tell you. If you just start talking about, if you just keep interrupting and you just have like a bunch of chats or whatever and you're not actually talking with me, like what's the point? Yeah, there's no point in the conversation, clearly. It's not like serious. It's just a bunch of lolly girls or like teenagers or whatever. She just keeps posting teenagers. I'm linking your address tonight. Okay, fun meme. Where is this at? It's like somewhere over here. Where the fuck is this at? Let's see. Okay, can't find it. Whatever. It was something along the lines of I didn't like really enthusiastically consent. And like it's being treated as if like he was hovering over Soul's head, that he was going to like cancel him or something like that. So I don't think any of these people really understand consent at all. Oh, like they don't even understand what's like being talked about. It's basically just like, I don't understand why she would post that. She looks bad in the convo. It was like 5 minutes of her failing to insult you. It was just, yeah, it was just boring. It's basically like, it's like I just left and it's like, okay, like that could be considered running. It's like, okay, that's fine. Do you need money for a camera? I need to get my car fixed. But after that, I'll help you pay for one. It could feel cool as a fan to help you buy a camera instead of just sending money. Yeah. If you want to, add in money for a camera, feel free to do that. Just put in money at your own leisure whenever you have money and whenever you want to give it.
When she finally did raise it, a full year after the date, she points to, it was not to the police. It was an audience of millions on a live stream. This is the reason she gave for going live. I felt like it was a necessary stream because I have heard that he has done things to other people that align with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information. And here is what does not fit an assault. We kept dating for months afterward. Her own messages, laid out in the next 2 sections, show her coming over, cooking me dinner, asking to sleep together, calling me babe, messaging me, Merry Christmas, babe, when it ended in January.
Hold on. No? Okay, cool.
January 2025. I was the one who walked away. And she is the one.
I'm gonna start doing this from now on. Anytime I get fucking added in a server with some unrelated shit, I'm just gonna start calling them. Pick up the phone, baby. If I just get some random fucking sped like adding me with some random fucking question, they can just They can just talk to me. Why not? Why not? Come talk to me. I have an answer. I have an answer for you, buddy.
Split up. Her lawyers swore in a footnote that we did not get back together after the assault. Her own messages in the section below say otherwise. That is a lie. And in the record proves it. In court, she changed what the accusations even were. In public, Emiru called the accusations.
I was wondering, what did Doobie do that was so terrible? Doobie's conduct in his server is highly irresponsible, and to me, I think very unethical, because you're like playing with fire. You're basically having a bunch of minors in your server, with the role for one, where like there's only so much you can do to moderate a place like that. There's only so much you can kind of meaningfully do to like stop minors from being groomed or having like bad experiences. Not even just like sexually groomed, or just having bad experiences with people in that environment. Which is like, to me, I just don't think you should do that. I just don't think you should cultivate your community like that. There are going to be instances where if you have a big community at all, I kind of understand the argument. If you have a big community at all, there's going to be minors anyway. But like, I don't think you should put like a big flag of for the minor role. I don't think you should highlight that as a big aspect of this. So there's that, and then there's, you know, handling the conversations that minors get into or whatever, handling like their specific personal trauma of being like groomed or being like preyed upon in such a way where you're actually handling the materials, the sensitive materials at all. Like you're either receiving it or making copies of it to be able to send to the authorities if that's your like, if that's actually what you're doing. And it's just it's like vigilante shit. It's like one of those things where I think if you mishandle that in any way, shape, or form, you could be doing like a ton of damage to not only the victim but somebody potentially innocent. Maybe being accused of being a perpetrator or something like that. I don't think you should be doing that on your own accord. I barely trust TV shows like Chris Hansen's How to Catch a Predator or anything like that. They've mishandled stuff. So if they mishandle stuff, you bet your ass a bunch of like fucking random moderators or spurgs or content creators or anything like that are probably going to mishandle that stuff in a lot of different ways. My best piece of advice is, if somebody comes to you with a story like that, you tell them, call the authorities, whatever evidence that they have, you turn it into them immediately. You make it your own thing. You ban the person that they're saying did this in the first place, just out of safety precaution. If it turns out, in some way, shape, or form, that the person that's being accused as the perpetrator is innocent, in due time, you can let them back in or whatever, as soon as you're confident that they are not actually doing horrible shit to anyone in your community. I do not understand why it's so difficult for people to just not engage. It would be meaningfully different if something's like brought to your doorstep. If somebody's doing something particular to you. If you're sending that evidence to the FBI that something was sent to you directly, without you asking for it or anything like that. But handling other people's stuff is just unwise. So I think what Doobie did at best is just irresponsible. And at worst, the worst read, it could be an uncharitable read, it could be a bad faith read, but this is not an impossibility. Is that somebody could be lying about what they're actually doing with that material when they get handed that material. Now, there's not enough evidence to suggest this is actually the case for Doobie, so, there's there's only really so much that I can comment on. So the best argument you have for anything is, look, other people do it. Maybe it's time to rethink your life choices. Yeah.
Assault, the crime. But once I sued her, her lawyers argued that her own words were never factually a claim at all, only her protected emotional truth. She said, and I quote, "Her story is admirable, and in telling it, she is stating her emotional truth, not some statement of decisive fact." My attorneys answered that with one line. Emotional truth is not a recognized defense to defamation in Texas. And this is not just my side spin on her defense. The magistrate judge, restating Shunk's own motion in her own words, described it in exactly those terms. She also argues that her statement, considered in its entirety, was an opinion or her protected emotional truth. The judge did not buy it on the part that matters the most. Vague feelings about a relationship can be protected opinion, but falsely accusing
It's really hard for people to log off. Last night, someone directly messaged me demanding what my problem was with them. Since they have decided I have a problem with them, that they won't accept that I don't care. Yeah, tends to be the case.
One of sexual assault, the judge held, is different because those words can only mean one thing, that I committed a crime. She found exactly that about Shunk's accusation. Considering the gist of Shunk's statement, which included allegations of sexual assault, the court finds that it was reasonably capable of a defamatory meaning. He plausibly pleads a claim for defamation against Shunk based on her allegedly untrue statement that includes allegations of sexual assault. So here's where it stands. She told millions of people I sexually assaulted her. She has never produced a police report. We dated for months after that, the night that she points to. And when I took her to court, her own lawyers argued those words were not a factual accusation, but her feelings. Her emotional truth. The federal magistrate judge recommended that my defamation claim goes forward on exactly that statement, and in her exact words, found it reasonably capable of a defamatory meaning. Her filing said,
Yeah, I mean, this is why you have to be like super duper careful, and why a lot of people like irresponsibly engage with this stuff. Like they tend, like when they're talking about like their emotional feelings about an event or whatever, like if you're making it public or whatever, like you're gonna need more than that. You're gonna need more substance to it. It's one thing to be like, well, it's hard to really prove all this stuff, but then it's like, okay, then we could just, any person can maliciously just use this. And I know it's probably not like a very common thing. I do understand that this is like a less common thing, but it does happen. Like, I don't think this should be just like normalized a little bit further. I think you should probably work off of more than just, this is how I emotionally felt at the time. Especially the way if you describe it that way, it's like, I suppose you can emotionally feel that way in the moment, but well, but it's like really like the description alone, it's like a lot of people are just gonna be like, I don't know how you felt that way. Like, in what way can we gauge that you actually sincerely felt like you were violated, like purposely, like there was a malicious intent to sexually assault this person,
say we never got back together.
I guess this is why the conversation about these sexual dynamics or whatever is kind of important, where you could say like, I felt violated, but that doesn't mean like you intended to violate me. It doesn't mean you violated me. Like, it's like if you choose to engage in a sexual dynamic with somebody. I remember there was like one specific allegation somebody made when they were talking to Keffels or whatever. And they were like, I felt violated, like, because this person wanted to do this and this with me or whatever. And the way it was all described, it was basically just like, she described it as if she was like raped, but it was like, it was you making an active choice after choice after choice to continue engaging in a sexual, dynamic with somebody that you didn't find attractive, that you felt misled by a little bit. Like, you make active choice after choice after choice. And this is kind of important for both parties too, to recognize body language. So there is something to this a little bit more, where you have to understand the body language of a person, and some people can feel coerced or whatever. But it's hard to really break it down based off like a testimony of like, well, I chose to do this, I chose to do this, and I chose to do this, so therefore I was definitely violated. Because like, I can only gauge so much off the other person's story, where the other person says, well, like, it didn't seem like that's like what happened. It seemed like you were on board with everything. So like, how is anyone supposed to take this seriously, like, how's anyone supposed to like actually meaningfully be able to even back you up and in this event? It's just rough. Like it could easily, I'm sorry, but there is such a thing as like having sex with somebody and kind of just regretting the experience, just feeling like, oh, I almost feel like I violated myself because, I could have just as easily not participated in a sexual dynamic with somebody that I'm not attracted to, But it's like, no, you decided to do this, for whatever reasons, Like, I think the feelings could be legitimate of like, yeah, I feel violated, but it's like, there's not really much, I can condemn here from the other party if like this is willful on your part. Something that I'm working on when I talk to people during the disagreement scene, and validating interference while also holding my boundaries. Yeah.
Messages from those months say otherwise. In her brief reply, her lawyer stated in a footnote, for clarity, Shunk and Mizrudino did not get back together after the assault. Sadly, this is a common tactic by abusers to try to justify their behavior towards victims. But on her own live stream, she described that same breakup as nothing more than a short period. A short period is a brief break, and then we got back together. So let me
because a person feels a way, it does not mean they can say
this,
whatever they want to me.
This is where people have gotten confused. According to Emiru and her lawyers, we broke up in October 2024, and they told the court that we never got back together. Every message below is after that. On November 18th, I told Emiru that she can come over, and she said, is it okay if my alarms go off at 10, LOL? I said, sure. On December 16th, I ask if she wants to come over, she tries to call my phone. On December 18th, she makes me salmon for dinner. When I tell her my uncle died, she asks if I want to come over, and she does. On December 21st, she asks to come shower at my place. Can I still come over tonight? Because she wanted to sleep with me. You know how you said my shower was cold? Obviously, I was at her place. My hot water completely is out now. I want to shower at your place. I'll just get up early again. I said yes. On December 25th, Christmas, she said hi, and then Merry Christmas, babe. This does sound like
I was going to say with the other messages, you can get an indication that there might be something more romantic here, potentially. But you couldn't definitively say that because this could easily just be close friends, you know what I mean? But like with the
died, she asked
the Merry Christmas babe stuff and even the hot shower thing,
how you said my shower was cold? Obviously,
like that's a little bit more intimate, I
was at her place. My hot water completely is out now. I want to shower.
It could be a close friends thing, but like
at your place, I'll just
after
get up
the Merry Christmas babe stuff, it's like okay.
Again, I said yes. On December 25th, Christmas, she said hi, and then Merry Christmas, babe. This does sound like a couple that is broken up. On December 30th, 2024, we sleep together. Me, okay, I'm going to bed. Emiru said, okay. I then said, I'm just getting ready. Emiru said, do you want to sleep together? I then said, yeah. Keep in mind that a lot of the calls that we would have with each other are not shown because we called each other every single day as we slept with each other. every single night. January the 15th to 18th, I call her babe in a text. Her filing said that we did not get back together after the October 2024 breakup, as she describes. These are her own messages from November, December, and January. All after that date, the filing and the messages describe 2 different relationships. Our next point, she also says that she ended the relationship. But here's what actually happened the morning I walked out. We were together on and off for 3 years. A relationship we kept hitting.
Like, the only thing I could think of to debunk those is maybe something taken out of context. Of maybe, like, possibly an inside joke or something. I think that would be, like, a huge stretch. I think that's very, probably unrealistic, you know?
From almost everyone around us. But near the end, we broke up, we got back together more times than I can count. I wanted space, and she wanted to move closer. I told her I wanted her to move out, and that I wanted space, and it was a line that never healed. The week of our official breakup.
It's crazy the amount of work men have to do to prove they did not do something. Also, fuck Mizkif. It's almost balanced out, to be completely honest. The amount of subjugation that women have to experience. The amount of horrible shit that women have to experience on a daily basis, for the most part, to live in society. So, it almost feels like a fair trade. Almost feels like a fair trade. And to be fair, a lot of women have to work really, really hard to prove they did not do something wrong also. Especially when they're making the allegation in the first place. And it's, like, real. You know, the Epstein stuff, for one, you know. Any men with power at all, amount of money. Yeah, it's like, I ain't wrong, yeah. It's like, I could just simplify it to, oh, you know, this is true. Men have it so hard, but it's like, you know, let's be real. Let's be honest here. And that doesn't mean like I don't empathize or sympathize a little bit with the fact that a man that is you know, falsely accused or whatever, like that I don't feel bad for them at all, especially when they have like severe consequences happen as a result. But you know, such is life, I suppose. Well, not say daily, but women have to prove it was not their fault. A lot of times, imagine that as annoying. I mean, daily is in like, as a woman, there's like tons of different things, like little minute things that men will never have to experience in terms of like actual horrible cultural, societal, you know, impacts of that on their daily lives. You know, in terms of how people treat them. Society treats them, how we objectify them. You know, there's a lot to take into account for the average woman's experience.
In January, we had agreed to finally sit down and each say what we wanted for the future. We slept at her house on the morning of January 23rd, 2025. She handed me a note. In it, she wrote that she wanted to marry me, that she wanted to build a life and move into an apartment right next to me because she knew how much I needed my space. And I looked at it. I looked at her, and I handed it back to her. I told her, I can't do this anymore, and I'm sorry. And the last thing I heard as I was closing her front door, and she said, don't go. This is who ended it. So in my complaint, I said, he called off the relationship in January 2025. So to be exact, the exact date that our relationship ended was on January 23rd, 2025. I left Austin in early February, first for Japan, and the move to Los Angeles came afterwards. After 2 trips overseas, the day by day in the timeline is going to be shown. These messages are showing with me, and at one point my best.
There's things men experience that women won't, but yeah, it's different. But like, there's a lot more privilege for men. They get a lot more pros in the experiences of life. There are some severe negatives. Do not get me wrong, very severe negatives. But generally speaking, you know, I would say women generally have it rougher, you know.
Best friend, extra Emily. So Extra Emily knew that I wanted to break up with Emiru for a long time. And these messages are on the exact date that I broke up with Emiru on January 23rd, 2025.
And I'll agree, we are at least not food shops. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Let's also move on from this stuff. And I mean like really move on. I think aside from a conversation with Dan or something like that, I think we should move on from all this stuff meaningfully. How should we structure our shows in the future? Do we want to structure it where we cover like drama for one portion and then like politics for another? I think we could do it like that. And when I mean politics, I mean like we actually cover like not a drama streamer or like a politics streamer's opinion. Like I mean just like we'll actually go with their like MS Now or something like that, or like actual articles. We could just do it like that. I think we're gonna structure it that way in the future.
I messaged her and I said, bitch, I did it. I ended it. Emily said, shut up. No way. I'm free to call whenever. I said, are you
So this is with Extra Emily. I did it. I ended it with Emily. You can talk if you're free. Shut up. No way. I'm free to call whenever. You streaming? Not till Saturday.
Streaming? And she said, not until Saturday. And then I messaged her and I said, okay, I'll call in 5. The conversation didn't end there. 2 days later, on January 25th, it was Emiru reaching out to talk things over with Extra Emily. And Extra Emily had already heard from me that it was over. So this is January 25th, 2025.
I think we will talk to Darius a little bit more too. Depending if he wants to talk or if there's anything like I have in mind. But yeah, Darius and Dan.
Extra Emily says,
yeah, I think I'll limit any conversations with DJers at this point with Darius and Dan. And maybe someone that Darius like has in mind that wants to talk or whatever. And yeah, that'll probably be the limit. Yeah.
Okay. And then she says, she texted me to talk. I'm pretending like you didn't tell me the news. Okay, I'm talking to her on the phone soon. I then said, are you streaming tomorrow? And she said, no. So if this doesn't prove that Emiru is lying, that who broke up with who, I don't know what does. So now we're gonna move on to the stalking allegations and where I actually was. On February 2nd, 2025, about 10 days after we broke up, I flew to Japan. The reason why I flew to Japan is that I knew if I stayed in Austin, that we were just gonna get back together and get in the same loop that we had been in for almost a year. On February 21st, 2025, I came back to Austin and stayed about 3 weeks. This is when my friend Simply had a party, which is the one that she ties to stalking, was on February 23rd, 2 days after I landed, about a month after we broke up. On March 16th, 2025, I flew back to Japan and stayed there for nearly 2 months. On May 12th, 2025, I returned to Austin for about 2.5 weeks. And in May 29th, 2025,
I bet next year during the election season, things are going to pick up. One of the cons of politics, normies ignore them 3 out of 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, I just think we'll just go on a huge binge of politics. Like an actual binge. We'll get into the grime of it all. And the nuances. We'll do a lot more research streams, even if it's the most boring streams possible. Well, I'll try to make them as entertaining as possible, but we'll do research streams. We'll try to make them themed, specific topics. We'll try to do it like that.
I moved to Los Angeles. Stalking means being near someone and contacting them when they don't want it. For most of the year after we ended it, I was on another continent and then in another state. I put distance between us deliberately, more than once. And on my own stream, here is what I exactly said about it. That week, I made flights to Japan because I didn't want to sit around and wait possibly to get back together again. I have never talked to her in person since. I have been removed from OTK Discords. I did see her at a party once at Simply's house, one of my close friends. The house was very small and I opened the door. I said, whoops, I want to make it very clear I was not following her. It just happened that I was with someone she knew the entire night. The house is about 2,000 square feet with about 50 people. I, of course, was near her, but I was never following her. The specific incident she calls stalking is a party. Here is how she described it on her own stream from the certified transcript she filed herself. I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal private communication, but I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be. There was a party that I attended. I was aware that he would be there and I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. We're adults, right?
I will say this story being told, the way it's being told by Emiru, there's two things that can be true at once where, generally speaking, Mizkif is not stalking her. Right? But, like, at the specific event that they happen to be at the same time, it is very much possible that, you know, he probably was, like, for whatever reason, thinking, maybe I should talk to her. Maybe I should naturally, like, gravitate towards, like, in her vicinity. Like, make it appear as, like, natural as possible. And get into a conversation with her. I wouldn't define that necessarily as, like, stalking, but it has, like, an intent and purpose of, like, communicating with her. I don't know if stalking is the best way to put it. Maybe some would define that as stalking, but I think, like, stalking is, like, a little bit more particular of an egregious behavior, you know? Like, if you just, like, naturally want to flow into a conversation and she shuts down the possibility of an actual conversation, and you respect that and you back out, then I don't think it's, like, the worst thing ever. I wouldn't describe, like, he's gonna describe it, as far as I remember, he's gonna describe it as, like I just happenstance, you know, bumped into her, you know what I mean? I don't know if I believe that. Okay?
During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me, but I thought that was just being paranoid. About 30 minutes later, the room
have I added Mizkif versus Emiru in the title? No, but I should.
That we're in, the door opens, it's Miz. He opens the door, makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh.
Am I able to do it through my phone? I think I am.
And closes the door and leaves. That is the entirety of her stalking allegations. Read in her own words, this is obviously not stalking.
She was never cut off. She says that she cut me off through personal private communication, but she controlled the contact. She didn't block me, and on her own stream, she showed messages proving that I could still reach her. Choosing not to answer someone while never blocking them, while leaving every channel they could use to reach you wide open, and while showing no sign that you want them to stop is not the same as being stalked.
She also knew that I was gonna be there. In her own words, she was aware that I would be there and chose to attend the same party. Going somewhere you knew the other person would be at is the opposite of being followed. She also says that she felt and thought she was paranoid. She does not say I actually followed or monitored her. She said that she felt that way and twice told her audience that she thought she was just being paranoid.
Okay, I added it in the title and I called it Mizkif versus Emiru, Battle of the Inauthentic Streamers.
Lastly, I opened the door and I left. Her one concrete moment is that about 30 minutes later, I opened a door, saw that she was inside and said, ooh, and walked away. Stalkers follow you. They obsess over you. They don't open a door at your friend's party.
Yeah, the intent of, like, that story is basically to tell it as if, like, you got caught stalking or something like that. That's clearly the intent, I think. Let's go back a little bit.
That way. And twice told her audience that she thought she was just being paranoid. And lastly, I opened the door and I left. Her one concrete moment is that about 30 minutes later, I opened a door, saw that she was inside and said, ooh, and walked away. Stalkers follow you. They obsess over you. They don't open a door at your friend's party and walk away. This is the entire first-hand account in her own filing on the strength of it that she listed stalking among the crimes she accused me of. If I was stalking her, I would be the worst stalker on the planet. I left the country for months immediately after we broke up, flew to Japan twice, and moved across the country shortly after I returned. That is the behavior of someone pulling as much distance possible between themselves and...
I would say there is a way that you could have a lot of distance and still be doing stalker behavior, where, like, your online conduct or whatever is closer to stalkerish behavior. But I don't know if that's ever really exhibited by Emiru. I know she, like, puts this, like, idea of, like, behind the scenes conversations or something that are going down, like, with, like, a specific intent to destroy her or whatever. Or, like, potentially destroy her if she ever says anything. I don't know, I don't think that would really necessarily classify as, like, stalker behavior. That could be, like, malicious, if, like, that was true, like, the intent is, like, to, you know, create a little narrative or whatever. I don't know if it's, like, equal to, I don't think that's equal to, like, stalking. It's obsessive, sure, but yeah.
And the other person, not following them. And while she was calling me a stalker in front of millions of people,
She was quietly making the rounds through the community, going from person to person, behind my back, spreading a version of events I had no opportunity to answer. Emiru also claims on her own stream that she filed a restraining order in 2 states. Emiru said, and I quote, "I'm already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California." A restraining order is a public court record. It is not in her motion. It is not in her sworn declaration. It is not in her first reply. She has not produced one or any as of today. Roughly 8
Oh yeah, that's a big ol' lie. That's a
months
big ol'
later,
lie.
after she announced it, there is still no restraining order or protective order of any kind against me that has appeared in Texas or California. My own attorney has received none, and the people who follow the case closely, watching for any filings of any type.
It's also it's possible that this guy is just straight up lying to everyone's face right now, and that there is something out there. But like, you know, if you were gonna do some manipulative behavior, you probably wouldn't want to lie this badly here. I'm just gonna take his word on this for now.
Also found none. And the timing is the whole point. In both states she named, an emergency order is built to be fast because it's meant for people in real danger. In California, a judge can grant a temporary restraining order the same day you apply, with a full hearing set just 21 to 25 days later. In Texas, a judge can grant a temporary ex parte protective order the same day on a finding, a clear and present danger, with a hearing within 14 days. Someone who genuinely needs protection can have a temporary order in hours, not months. She said that she was already in the process in October 2025. 8 months later, there is nothing. She also told her audience that my lawsuit was a bluff, that I couldn't win. In nearly the same breath, she predicted that I would sue her and waved it off in advance as meaningless. She put, and I quote, "I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit." Interesting. So on camera, she was sure of 2 things. A restraining order was already on the way, and that my case was baseless.
It's almost as if like Emiru is literally, so far from what I can gather, the exact type of false accuser, false alligator that people in Asmongold's audience absolutely despise, or you know, people on the right absolutely despise, like what they think women usually tend to do. And women are all these like monstrous, you know, manipulative, cretinous, you know, underhanded demons, you know? It's almost as if Emiru is exactly that person. It's crazy. Crazy how this works.
It was a PR stunt that I couldn't win. Neither of those things have held up. There's been no restraining order or protective order that has ever appeared in Texas or California. And the judge who reviewed her motion to throw my case out recommended the opposite, that it moves forward. She told her audience I could not win. The court let me proceed. So here's the part that she leaves out about the party. Simply, whose party it was is one of my closest friends. We lived together for years. And at the time, we were going through our both breakups and dealing with our own problems. When I got back from Japan, he is the one who invited me. I was not there to find her. While Simply was giving me a tour of his house, I opened the door. I saw 4 OTK members sitting there.
You know what I want to cover? We'll cover this. We're just going to start it from the very beginning. Not today, but in general, we're just going to do this. What was it, the Charlie Kirk stuff? Tyler Robertson stuff? We're going to go over this. I'm putting this on the docket. On the docket. Now. Let's put it watch later, and we'll just put it... I really should just make a docket playlist. You know what? Docket playlist. Docket playlist. We're going over this. 7 hours of this shit. Hopefully this shit is entertaining. I'll watch a little bit. I'll watch enough of it at home to get a gauge. Not, or just at work or whatever too. But we're gonna go over this stuff.
In the corner and closed it. That is the whole opening the door moment that she describes as me stalking her. I want that to sink in, that is what she described as stalking. Moment she describes a tour of my best friend's house is me stalking her. And my own text from that night prove it in real time. I messaged Extra Emily asking why everyone was upstairs, what the group in the corner was about, and what was going on. I thought that they were making another version of OTK, and I got worried. And Extra Emily just told me to basically not worry at all. That was it. And she somehow labeled that as stalking. In May of 2025, 5 months after we broke up, I sent her a long message by her own account on her own stream. She received it and sat with how to respond until her friends told her it had to be AI. She said, and I quote, I had someone send me a massive apology message and I wasn't sure like what to respond. I showed a couple of friends and they were like, this is literally ChatGPT.
I had someone send me like a massive like apology message, and I wasn't sure if I like wanted to respond, so like I showed a couple friends and they were like, Emmy, this is literally ChatGPT. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not responding.
You could put it back into ChatGPT and be like, is this?
Yeah, no, they did, and ChatGPT said it's probably ChatGPT.
Those are not really reliable, unfortunately. Those like, this is gonna happen a lot, I think, in the future. This is another problem with the AI stuff, is that even as something as simple as a sincere comment or a sincere, like, well thought out apology or something like that could be misconstrued as like manipulative AI laziness, because people probably do actually do this. But anytime it's actually sincere, you know, somebody might genuinely have to like review over it and not know if it's like a sincere apology or not, or they can, you know, in instances like this, frame you as manipulative or insincere in conversations like this. It's hard to really gauge too, because I don't know if like Emiru actually genuinely thinks this based off this conversation or not, or if it's just like it just works out in her favor. It's really hard to gauge.
This is obviously about me because we were in a relationship the entire time that ChatGPT has existed. This was months before she even went public with an accusation. You do not consider how to respond to the person you say sexually assaulted, abused you, and stalked you. The only thing that stopped her was that her friends decided that my words were too well written to be mine. Think about that. I would like to now talk about the abuse claim that Emiru tried to hint at on her stream. Here's the truth, in my own words. I have never hit Emiru. The one physical thing that ever happened was an accident. I had a habit of tossing my phone onto my bed, and one time it bounced off the mattress and caught her in the eye, and it left a bruise. I felt terrible about it.
Dude, it's so unfortunate. It bounced off the bed and it hit her in the eye. I didn't intentionally throw my phone to hit her in the eyelid. Oh my god. Kill me now.
I apologized immediately. I stopped throwing my phone that day and we moved past it. That is the only time I ever hurt her, and it was not on purpose. What makes that more than just my word is that, at the time,
I just have to,
her own
it's so unfortunate because I just have to trust him on his word on this, you know? It's just like, this is like one of those things where it's just like, not really much I can work with here in terms of that. I just have to be like, well, all right. I guess I'll just take you at your word.
Count matched it in 2022. When she had the bruise, she did not call it abuse to anyone.
Yeah, people are cooked on the topic of AI. The person I knew stopped talking to me because they were upset. I did not agree that AI could take over the world soon. It depends on what you mean by take over the world necessarily. Talking about like Skynet shit, I have no idea what's possible at this point. I really don't. But generally speaking, it's highly destructive and damaging to, like, I think society in general, the social fabric of like people, like the way people engage with AI is super fucking unhealthy. And I think it's super destructive to our environment, and we're putting too much resources into that when we shouldn't, and it's gonna take away like way too many people's jobs. She walked into a door. Yeah, she walked into a door. Yeah. That's not like one joke where it's like an American Dad or whatever. Like Francine genuinely gets into like little accidents or whatever, and like Stan just happens to be like super fucking drunk. Answer the door, and she's like, "Oh, I just like," she like just says exactly what happened, and it comes off as a like a lie. He means like Skynet in like 10 years. I guess never say never. God, I hope not. I feel like stuff like that is probably way less likely. I think what's going to be more likely is that we like destroy ourselves before it gets to that point, quite frankly. Like, I say never because you know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, I thought probably wasn't possible, but ends up being possible. So, I mean, I hope not.
Publicly and in private. In Emiru's best friend at the time's chat room on August 11, 2022, surrounded by all of Emiru's close friends and even her brother, she said the same thing. When a friend asked her directly whether something had given her the black eye, she answered that it was not intentional and called the whole thing a funny story that she would explain later. Verbatim, did someone knock you out, Emily? Emiru said, not intentionally. I got a black eye a week or two and it's finally almost gone. It's a long story, but funny as fuck. LOL, I'll DM you later. There was never a police report. There is nothing in any record from that time that treats this as an abuse. In calls, text messages.
Yeah, we do have to work off of all that, and like if it was anything like actually serious, and if she just decided to lie, because abuse victims do this, where they just like lie intentionally to protect their partners because they have like a vested interest in their partner. It's like a toxic relationship. So like there's really there's only so much that you can go off of, where I just have to, like, for now, just take all these things at face value. You know what I mean? Like, what more can be said about this? You know what I mean? Like, if Skynet is 10 years away, we are just fucked. Let's all get high and like I say, yeah. Something tells me that, like, it's gonna be like a slow death. I think what's gonna happen realistically is like a slow death of like human society. Of our species. I think it's slow death from climate change and, like, you know, fascism taking over, and in many different places, and famine, and suicidal ideation, barbarism. Yeah, I think it's going to be like a very slow death from primarily all the things that we've been doing to our environment that causes weather catastrophes.
Anything that me and Emiru had, it was not called intentional abuse until 3 years later when Emiru went live. The bruise never changed. The story about it did. I will also have more messages about this as my lawyer lets me show, proving that this was never abuse, and Emiru has changed the story of it to fit her narrative to make people think that I am a monster. Emiru has accused me of sexual assault, stalking, and abuse. These are all crimes. In the time since, there's been no arrests, no criminal charges, no prosecution, no police complaints against me have surfaced anywhere in this case. On January 15, 2025,
Wait, did he add something in the corner there? Did he clarify something?
About this, as my lawyer lets me show, proving that this was never abuse, and Emiru has changed the story of it to fit her narrative to make people think that I am a monster. Emiru has accused me of sexual assault, stalking, and abuse. These are all crimes. In the time since, there's been no arrests, no criminal charges, no prosecution, no police complaints against me have surfaced anywhere in this case. On January 15, 2025, the federal magistrate judge has said to the district judge, the Honorable Robert Pittman, that she would deny defendant Emily Beth Shunk's motion to dismiss the First Amendment complaint. The order in which Ms. Rondino is to submit a more definitive statement within 30 days identifying each statement by Shunk he alleges to be defamatory, including the exact quotes from her live stream and how each statement is untrue and how it harms him. So what this essentially means is that Emiru's motion to dismiss did not go through, and that we are continuing the court case. That recommendation still goes to the district judge for a final decision, and that same recommendation is why this record exists. The court told me to spell it out one by one, exactly what she said that I allege is false and how it harmed me. This is what I'm doing. It is the court letting my case move forward, not a verdict, and I won't describe it as one. To much of the internet, I'm a rapist, I'm an abuser, and I'm a stalker. None of that is true. And that is the version of me posted under every video I make and handed to people who used to watch me, people I worked with, and people who have never met me. It has cost me my reputation that I've worked 10 years for. It has reached my family, it has reached my friends, and has hurt my work directly.
Yeah, there's jokes to be made about this. So like, there's like things that like are funny about this story, but overall, like, this is actually, like, egregious. It's actually pretty sickening. Like, I'm very much empathetic of having to deal with like these heinous fucking lies being attached to your name and having very little recourse to actually handle this. Because I think even best case scenario, you get all this figured out and you get like some accountability from Emiru's end, whatever that entails. Even if there's like a public apology or anything like that, clearing of the air, this stuff is always going to follow you. Like, it's just set in stone. Like, no matter what, this is why you should, generally speaking, as best as possible, for your own mental well-being, not take anything that people are saying about you seriously at the end of the day. It's very unfortunate. Like, it should like be what you strive to do. It's easier said than done, for sure, especially when it's like grave shit like this. But yeah, like, it's easy to be like, well, I would handle it this way. But actually experiencing something like this is probably horrifying.
Making content, getting sponsors, and using the platform I spent years building, the same community she built her following on. And it did not stay online. At multiple events, I had been called a rapist. And at one event, minutes after I picked up a wristband, 3 security guards walked me out in front of everyone, and posts mocking me for it reached hundreds of thousands of people.
People already predicted in the 80s, once people say sex robots are possible, it was only a matter of time. My daughter-in-law will be a robot and I have to accept it. You don't have to accept a filthy clanker as your daughter-in-law. You don't have to do that. It's hurting his profession as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it will. There's one aspect where this is... It's like a good thing if like you're being falsely accused, but it's a bad thing if like you're being rightfully, like, if like you're actually like a horrendous piece of shit. Thankfully, if you're being falsely accused, you can still manage. There is still going to be enough, as long as, especially if you stay strong and you like push through it and you fight back enough, there are going to still be supporters. There are still going to be people that believe you. But this comes with negatives too, because you know, this works on the other end too, where people just, well, for whatever reason, not, you know, they'll think with their emotions, they'll think with like a cult like thought process, hardwired into them off of somebody that they've watched endlessly, relied on for, you know, their own entertainment pleasures or politics or whatever. So there is a positive in that you can still push through, but that doesn't take away how damaging this still is overall to, you know, your career potentially, and then your psychological well-being as well. Because this stuff does, like, obviously it will meaningfully impact you in a way where if you had specific people you wanted to collaborate with, specific places, specific maybe a specific number that you wanted to hit or whatever, if you wanted to like grow, stuff like this will severely limit you. Yeah. I feel like all this is happening because Mizkif shot first. I have not kept up with the drama. Maybe Emiru was crazy making Mizkif. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where it started. I'm gonna be real. I can't believe Mizkif walked away from Emiru. Who cares? Who cares about Emiru? Emiru is like a fake person. Who cares? Emiru is like I just don't understand. I just don't understand what people would see in Emiru. Very hollow person. very uninteresting too. Those are the like worst kind of people too. Those streamers, personally, I just don't understand how people watch streamers like that. Personally, I don't understand how people watch. I can barely understand how people watch Mizkif, if I'm being quite frank. Personal taste, I suppose. It's just like, I don't know. It's so hollow. But hey, you know, different strokes for different folks.
I've been called a rapist to my face in bars and restaurants for most of the last 8 months, and I decided to stay inside because of that. This is a girl named Meg who said, "Imagine being such a prick you got kicked out of the FlyQuest party after showing up uninvited." This is another tweet. LOL, Mizkif got kicked out of the FlyQuest party after getting rejected on the Partyful app. And then someone asked, "What is this party? Also, what is the Partyful ALR? Thanks for ahead of time." She said, TLDR, he was rejected from an esports party, showed up anyway, and got kicked out instantly. So they tried to paint a narrative that I was kicked out and that I was not invited. I want to make it very clear. I was invited by my friend Alana. She just texted me and said go. And I have been to hundreds of parties before Emiru's allegations with no problem in any way, shape, or form. And I got texted by Alana to go to this party with my friend Jeannie. We show up, we did get wristbands immediately, and we were able to walk in. 15 minutes later was when I was escorted out. I never had a problem getting into the party. I showed my ID just like everyone else and waited in line and was immediately let in, only to be almost immediately let out. This was not a case of someone who was simply disliked. And before I left for Japan, after I broke up with Emiru, I was around creators.
Mizkif in person, it would be hard to not say rapist. Okay. Alright. I'm very attracted to her physically, but I personally don't think that's enough to watch her content. I'm not saying she's not attractive, but I just don't really understand. Like, I think personality adds a lot, for one. I just don't understand the notion of, like, I just don't get it. I guess I'm just, that I thank God for this too. But I guess like, I've never felt compelled at any moment in my life to watch somebody because they're attractive. Like, at all. It's never once crossed my mind. It's literally never once crossed my mind. I've never listened to an artist because they're attractive. I've never valued any movie stars because of their attractiveness. It's just not even close to an aspect in my mind where that is part of the value of watching any amount of art, content, streaming, whatever you want to call all this. It's like not there. She looks 17. What is there? Understand? Mr. Girl is right. Mr. Girl is right. Dude, she does look young. I don't know about 17 young, but I see what you're saying. Just generally young. Yes, I understand. Like 20s young, early 20s young. Yeah.
Of every kind. And when I came back, almost no one spoke to me. And while I was in Japan, Emiru went through all of my old friends and everyone
personality so shallow and dim, yeah.
We were friends with, and spread lies about me. And instead of going to the police or any legal channel, she went.
Even when I'm watching content creators I hate, believe it or not, this is not like the first thing I go to in terms of like criticizing somebody's content is like attractiveness of the person. It's usually going to be the positions they take, like how they convey themselves, you know, yeah, stuff like that. Or just charisma, wittiness, stuff like that. It depends on the goals that the content creator wants to convey. What are they trying to convey? What are they trying to do with their stream, you know?
Look, I am leaving the movie theater.
Okay.
Straight to the people who matter the most in my life in my career. Whether out of bitterness that I was the one who ended it, or for some other reason, I cannot say. What I can say is that friends stepped back, not for anything I did, but for what she told them while I wasn't in the room. And the harm was done before I even said a single word. People watched Emiru's live stream and came almost immediately to every place you could find me and said that I was a rapist and destroyed my name. A false story then took hold that I had admitted to everything when I hadn't. When I spoke, I denied everything, and you can see it on my YouTube channel. And the file transcript proves it. But people who had already made up their mind repeated the false version anyway. Her words were chosen with care, precise enough to be legally actionable, vague enough to let an audience picture the worst. She never had to say rapist. She said sexual assault.
Emery watches porn for the story? No, when I watch porn, I watch porn because that's when I think of attractiveness the most, obviously. Not to get like super graphic, but setup is kind of important to me and stuff like that. Some means of believability. That's not always the case, but yeah. But yeah, people watch porn to watch attractive people fuck. I don't watch any piece of art, any movies, any TV shows, any streamers, any politics commentators or anything like that because of anyone's attractiveness.
And to the millions of people that she said that to, people now call me rapist to my face. That is the harm. It is ongoing. It is every day. And that is why this record exists. Before the breakup, I was not an outcast as many of you think. I was the center of this community. This is the opposite of the story that people now tell about me. In the year before the breakup, 2024, my house was constantly having people there. I had 4 or 5 creators staying at my house almost every single night. I had Extra Emily who was in the backyard doing something. I was hosting something, streaming with others, and collaborating with people across the entire Twitch scene. In the year that people try to paint that I was a nobody, I had over 100 collaborations with other creators, and I helped lead OnlyFans, the hardcore World of Warcraft guild that had over 300,000 active people checking in on it every single day, that Soda Poppin and I ran together, which brought more than 300 creators into the same guild. And that was just a single month. In October 2024, 3 months before our breakup, I collaborated with Foozly, Pokimane, the Botez sisters, T10 Nat, Hassan, and Extra Emily. I had a boys' night with NMP, E-Rob, and my friend Dave. I went to go see all of the Game of Thrones collection before they went on auction, and I even hung out with Jason, Max, and Ron that year. I also collaborated with people like Mari, Julia, and Danny. Yes, people try to call me an outcast, but I was outcasted when I came back from Japan. To show you how little of an outcast I was, these messages are between me and my friend at the time, Leslie, who is also known online as Foozly. This was November 2nd, 2024, just 2 months before me and Emiru had broken up. I was in LA, and I wanted to meet up with her, but she responded, I won't get to see you before you go, but I'm coming to Austin for OTK game day, so I'll see you in like 2 weeks. And then you can just come to LA whenever, because you'll love it here.
So like you're setting up the damages of like lost friends, psychological damage, reputation damage, business losses. Yeah, dude, I think you do have like a strong case here for the most part. Is there anything else I should really hear? I guess I should hear all, I suppose. We should just go to closing statements. I get the whole losing friends thing. I don't need to be compelled more on the loss of friends and revenue and shit like that. That's pretty clear cut, I think.
Was gone because she was told what to say and how to think about me. That friend who was at my house one day, who wanted me to live with her at one point, was now gone because of what she was told in a private message she was never supposed to have. A message from someone who was not even involved. Repeating claims about me that were never true. And making her doubt a real friendship over accusations I was never even given the chance to answer. About a month later, after she hasn't responded to me, I went to a 100 Thieves party with some of my friends, and she was there. And Foozly walked up to me that night and began crying on my shoulder. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me that we could not hang out anymore because of what she heard I did to Emiru. At the time, I had no idea what was going on and what people were saying about me, and I would ask her to tell me what was said, but she would say no more. I tried to reach out to Foozly afterwards multiple times, and she never responded. On June...
Dude. She cried on your shoulder saying, wait, I can't hang out with you anymore because of what you did to Emiru. Dude, it's, oh my... I genuinely don't wish this kind of thing on people. This, like, sounds like a fucking horrifying experience to deal with. It's just like deeply sad too. Like you just can't help but feel like sad for the person experiencing this.
27th was the date of the 100 Thieves party. And after crying to me for hours on my shoulder, telling me that she can't hang out with me anymore because of what she heard I did, she said, "You're okay, Miz." I then said, "Just sad the reality, but maybe whatever." I then said, "It's just so fake, the politics are fake, so much crap and so much cheating and drama." And
so she's like, "I can't do this because of your reputation. I can't actually hang out with you because I don't actually believe any of this. I just get, dude, the people are very cowardly in this space. Very fake. It is all fake. Yes. Mizkif, you are correct. You are correct. You are correct. It's a very fake space. So much cheating, so much drama. Nobody cares. They hang out. Yeah, nothing seems to matter, too. Like, the truth doesn't really seem to matter at all. Yeah.
And nobody cares and they hang out. But here I am and people don't want to talk to me. I then say to her the next day, "We should talk, not drunk, off stream." She never responded.
Like, this is the type of thing that happens too. Like, this stuff being normalized, the way like they engage with like the fakeness of the space, of like the optics of everything. This is what like sends people down to like other communities that are more nefarious and have like more miserable, horrible, toxic politics as well. If something genuinely like this happens, like a false allegation like this genuinely happens to somebody like Mizkif, I can't speak to what his politics are, or I haven't paid enough attention to him, but this could like lead someone like Mizkif down a very, very specific road where they become like more inclined to hang around like actual abusers and normalize all that behavior and think that like, you know what, I'm already seen this way or something like that, or you know, they'll feel justified in that behavior or whatever. Like they'll think like they'll have a very specific not even narcissistic necessarily, but nihilistic perspective of like how everything works or whatever. So they may be so inclined to pick up those kind of beliefs, those morals and principles or whatever, and do that because that's like where they've been reduced to, where they've been cornered into, push like what the communities will accept them at that point, you know. It's like this where it was like the BoJack Horseman episode, hanging out with the what's the dude's name? I forget the guy's name. Fuck. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue too. But he hangs out with this guy that's basically like a parody of Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson parody. Let's see if we can find it through here. Yeah, the Vance Wagner guy. It's like the meme is basically it's just like, you know, BoJack's already got a really horrible, rightfully so, to be fair, a horrible reputation, and he's like reduced to hanging out with like people like Vance Wagner who also have horrible reputations, and just engage in a like very cynical, you know, way with the Hollywood industry, where no one actually meaningfully changes. Everything is hollow. You address things in a matter of political optics way of handling things, where like you don't actually grow or change. You make half-ass apologies, and then you continue on your merry way, and nothing. You never meaningfully change, and then you just do the next thing, and the pattern repeats again.
I'm the rag of both. I'm movie star Vance Wagner, and I hate Jews!
This is The Deep Dive. My guest today recently said some things, or did some things. I only read the headline. Vance, what happened?
First of all, I don't hate Jews. If I did, would I be able to sit in the same room as my good friend Mark Feuerstein? A Jew?
You know, when I first heard Vance's comments, they stung, but when he called to offer his apology and a supporting role in his next movie, I thought, does not the Torah teach us to forgive? As it is written, schmear, don't smear.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Hey, Vance, did
Did you get practice swinging that baseball bat from the time you hit that prostitute with a baseball bat?
What? Who told you that? I'm Tom.
Yeah, but yeah, Bojack's reduced to like hanging out with that guy basically because of his horrible reputation.
And on March 4th, to my friend Foosley, I said to her, I hope one day we can hang out and you can see that she lied. So you have one day where she's at my house having fun. The next
Somebody
day
mixed me up with Benny. I don't know how. Benny's black.
Cutie Cinderella messages her, and then she never talks to me again. This is what was constantly happening to me for about a year until Emiru came out with her allegations. I was not an outcast. I was friends with every creator. I slowly became an outcast over that year as Emiru's lies were spread amongst the community, and nobody told me what was really going on. For almost a year now, I've been forced to live inside a bubble that isn't mine, and it doesn't feel real. I've been wrongfully punished and treated and seen as a man that I am not. I've been labeled a rapist, an abuser, and a stalker. 3 words I have never been. Wrongfully attached to my name and my reputation and my community for the entire world to treat me as such. It took more than my name. It took my reputation, it reached into my family's life, and it has completely destroyed me as a person. I don't wish any of this that has happened to me among my worst enemies. There were nights it would have been easier to just disappear, to be quiet, to let the loudest version of the story become the only one. But it didn't disappear, and I'm not going to. This is not the first time, and it will not be the last time that I will address these allegations. I spoke the same way she did, and I've talked about it on stream since, but this is the first time I've done it in a way with a clear head, with preparation, in every document in front of me, and every quote sourced. I spoke the same day she did, and I've talked about it on stream since, but this is the first time I've done it in this way. This is only the beginning, and I'm going to go through all of this because I know she won't, because it will prove her lies. Because the truth doesn't ask me to shout, it only asks me to stay, to stand here with these documents, with the dates, with her own words, and not look away.
This is the other thing, like, somebody could be accused. I'm sure this has happened before in history, obviously, but somebody could be accused and be treated like as a rapist for the rest of their life or whatever, and like that just sounds like a horrifying prospect of, like, you know, ending your life before being able to be vindicated or whatever, or be able to prove that at least your side of the story that that this wasn't the case. It just sounds like a horrifying thing to think about in terms of legacy. If you care about your name at all in terms of who will remember you or whatever, that just sounds like a horrifying prospect.
I'm standing up for myself, I'm standing up for people who stood by me, and I'm going to keep standing for as long as it takes. This has been the worst year of my life. I wouldn't wish this on a single soul, not on anyone, no matter what they've done to me. All I have ever wanted is for the truth to be heard, and for justice, real justice, to find its way to the surface. To my community, and to everyone who never stopped believing in me. When believing in me costs you something. Thank you. Before I go, there's just one more thing I want you to see. Just one. This whole case will be decided on evidence. The messages, the devices, the documents, everything both sides has to hand over, under oath. I filed this lawsuit on November 3rd, 2025. By her own side's account, she knew about it November 10th. And on November 11th, the very next day, she went back on stream and told everyone, watching this in her own words,
I got 2 new computers. My other computer.
I think you should make a shorter view ranting than trying to accuse you of muting. She will react to that. I feel like Shops vomits every insecurity out of her head. No, that's good. You don't need to make a short of that. That seems unnecessary.
Is gone. I gave it back to Starforge, and they wiped that shit.
As far as I'm concerned, everything's good on my end. I'd rather be in my place than in Food Shop's place, and I'm very satisfied and content with that. And you know, if that's where you strive to be, then go ahead, have fun. But I would imagine Food Shops is probably not a very happy person overall. Most cringe shit was when she accused you of muting. Yeah, I didn't mute. I don't think I muted anyone this time at all in any way, shape, or form. She muted me, and then I didn't even realize she muted me. Yeah. I was trying to talk while she was talking. As long as she's not used to talking to somebody who will let her talk, and then she accused you of using a voice changer. Did she accuse me of using a voice changer? I don't think she did. I think she just said, you sound like Radiant with higher pitch or something like that. And I don't know who Radiant is. Some like Goislop DGG user that I don't really know of. I love that you don't play the game, but damn it, we need drama. I mean, it's fun to engage in the slop or whatever, but yeah, I just don't have like I don't have like a investment in making constant, again, like back and forth. I think if like I want to like take the channel seriously at all, if I wanted to like make money off of it, that's the drama. I'm gonna be real, the drama is not the thing that I would do in terms of like debate stuff or anything like that. That's not in my interest of how I would want to create content in terms of like putting out videos. I think the way I would structure it is sort of like Kyle Kalinske, where I cover topics that are notable enough in politics, and then drama. That's how I'd want to do it. If I were sincerely like taking it seriously, I think that's how I'd want to structure it, where I go over like the stories that I'm most invested in, and I try to do it within at least a 30-minute time frame for each like story, like 15 minutes to 30 minutes. It would depend on how much I actually want to talk about it, but for the most part, I want to like cut it up like that.
Watching this, in her own words,
I got 2 new computers. My other computer is gone. I gave it back to Starforge, and they wiped that shit.
Wait, what was this in reference? I'm so sorry. I didn't pay attention to this last part. I feel bad. Sorry, Mizkif. I should be listening to your story.
Real justice to find its way to the surface. To my community and to everyone who never stopped believing in me. When believing in me costs you something. Thank you. Before I go, there's just one more thing I want you to see. Just one. This whole case will be decided on evidence. The messages, the devices, the documents, everything both sides has to hand over. Under oath. I filed this lawsuit on November 3rd, 2025. By her own side's account, she knew about it November 10th. And on November 11th, the very next day, she went back on stream and told everyone, watching this, in her own words,
I got 2 new computers. My other computer is gone. I gave it back to Starforge, and they wiped that shit.
They wiped that shit. Interesting.
I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe, comment, and please spread this everywhere.
This is only part 1. There's going to be a part 2. I do want to cover this stuff more. I want to see where this goes. She said she wiped that shit. Why did you wipe it?
Back on stream and told everyone, watching this, in her own words,
I got 2
here's the other thing. I'm using my for streaming, I'm using my personal computer. I don't have an extra computer. I don't feel the need to wipe anything. Interesting. Never once have I ever felt compelled to wipe anything. Interesting.
Computers. My other computer is gone. I gave it back to Starforge, and they wiped that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit wild. I would say. Wipe that shit. That's pretty sussy baka, I must say. Hold on 1 second. All right, yeah. So October 31st, Halloween. We'll just start saving some money for a camera. How much is a good camera? I want something good, but I don't know what the perfect streaming camera is. Live streaming camera. Then we have to think about lighting too, as well. Let's see. There's one that's 140. Mirrorless or DSLR cameras paired with capture cards for the best cinematic quality. Which cameras can live stream? Those live stream cameras can cost anywhere from $25 to $2,000. I don't want anything like super duper cheap. I don't want anything like overbearingly expensive either, you know what I mean? I think somewhere around the like $200 range would probably be appropriate. Probably $100 range even. It's very simple. It's like, you know, you just want okay lighting, a proper camera that could probably do like 4K. Bisexual lighting for sure. If it wasn't, unironically, it's very unfortunate, Webmaster, but like, I'm one of those guys that if it wasn't already such a meme, I'd probably do bisexual lighting. I'm not kidding either. It's so funny, dude. Because the colors are cool, dude. Those colors are awesome. It's also fitting, but dude, I think the color hue I want is like, unironically though, like pink. Pink is such a great color. That is definitely my favorite color. Like what kind of pink though? Like a light pink. Light pink. There's different pinks that I like. This shit goes hard, bro. I think somewhere along this. It's just neat. I like all of these. Well, this is not really... This is closer to like white. Like technically pinkish, but yeah. So like a pink LED ropes. You want options though. You don't want to just stick with one color necessarily all the time. I also like purple. Neon pink is the only pink. Don't at me. Neon pink. It's good. I like light pink better. It's good. It's neat. It's pretty neat. I like neon pink. I think I would wear pink more often if I had more pink clothing. Yeah, I think it would be something like this in the background. As close as to this that you can get in terms of lighting. Is the baby pink, pastel pink, dark pink. Yeah, dark pink is my least favorite dark. Yeah, least favorite. It's okay. You want your pink to pop a little bit in terms of lightness a little bit. Yeah, it's like pink, purple, black. Well, I like all the colors in different ways, but you know, it's basically pink and purple. They're my favorites, and like the lighter tones of like purple and pink. The pastel. I like cyan. Is it cyan? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I like cyan too. Cyan's awesome. This color is awesome. It's like a lighter blue. It'd be like pink, purple, blue, and I like red. It'd be around that order, I'd say. Yellow's okay. Yellow's okay. Again, there's not like a color that I hate or anything. There's not really a color that I hate. But there's definitely like color preferences. I'm kind of racist like that, you know what I mean? You know what color I really you know what color I really hate? You know what color I really hate? Cyan, a pink cyan. I like purple, dark purple, and blue. Black or brown or yellow, but black. Yeah. Okay. So I just need to find proper. I think that the harder aspects, because I never dealt with this aspect, but I'll figure it out, is probably to get proper lighting. Proper lighting in the background. I was considering this very briefly. Tell me how you guys feel about this. No, never mind. Because if I want lighting, it's gonna fuck with everything. I was gonna say, I like the color green, okay, but I just don't. I think I like green I like green with other things. I don't like green in of it itself. I like green during Christmas. The utilization of green during Christmas is awesome. Christmas colors are fucking sick, dude. The aesthetic of Christmas is fucking amazing. Christmas in general is just a vibe, bro. There's something magical about the just vibes of Christmas, man. This is just a total vibe. if like every day could have this kind of vibe, well, like, we just wouldn't appreciate it enough. We wouldn't appreciate it, you know? But it, like, it's so cool. It's just like, just a very wholesome, you know, nice aesthetic. I don't know why, but in particular, I want to go to like France during Christmas. I don't know why, but like going to like France during Christmas sounds fucking epic. Or Italy. Am I spelling this right? I think I am. You're going to Tresmo. Tremezzo. Like going to during like Christmas. I went down here for a wedding and it's a vibe, bro. Italy is a vibe, man. If I could, I'm not lying to you guys. If I could make it work, if I knew that if I knew I could make this work, I could like vibe out over here in a way that's financially viable and like works, you know what I mean? I knew like maybe I'd have to like speak Italian or something, like learn. I would live in fucking Italy. I'm not joking. I would fucking do it. I think green is used too much. Xbox and kit colors are green, basically the same shit. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, it can be overused. For sure. Tremizo? I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Tresmo? Yeah, it's definitely not Tresmo. It's Tremizo. Where would you guys live? Would you live if you had to pick a place? Say you like where you live. Say you like where you live, but you had to move, and you had like an almost unlimited amount of options. I'd live in Italy, dude. Italy or fucking France, something like that. It's just a vibe, bro. It's just a vibe. Certain locations. I'm not saying all locations in France or Italy are necessarily always gonna be as nice as those ones that we usually think of, but for the most part, I think it'd be more of a vibe even in the places that are probably not as expensive or nice in terms of location. Japan, in about 10 years, I think my wife and I will live there. Japan's kind of a vibe. Japan is kind of a vibe. I don't know if I'd live there though. It seems more like a place I would visit. Personally. Osaka, Japan. Osaka, Japan. That's a bit of a vibe. Like if I was forced to live there or whatever, for whatever reason, the biggest barrier I think would probably obviously be language for the most part. Well, culturally, obviously, there's things that you would have to pick up, but that seems like a kind of a vibe. Do I run that lo-fi channel? You always use it? No. I just pick random shit that I found in terms of lo-fi stuff. For whatever reason, the chat is not very active in this. Well, actually, this isn't an active chat. This is actually just a video. Oh, there's a replay of the chat. Okay. Look it up in the winter. Osaka, Japan, winter. Yeah, I bet that's a vibe. Winter is always a vibe. The problem with winter, though, is it's too cold. The vibe is not worth how cold it is most times. Winter is like such a vibe. It's like such a nice, like you want to stay indoors, but you like how it looks outside, and sometimes you don't mind going out for like a little bit. But if you had to live in that for like long periods of time, it's like, it gets annoying. It gets obnoxious. Actually having to like put on specific clothing for winter. Given with climate change too, I don't think we'll ever have like a time in any place, any locale at this point where like it's either going to be too cold or too hot, or it's always going to be uncomfortable in some way, except for on rare occurrences where it's going to finally meet that like nice little middle. The best feeling weather is like fall, usually, like somewhere around spring, fall. I guess we'll see the primary race stuff too. Let's get a little bit of a vibe here. Maybe we'll look at this debate.
Here's the issue. When you can't win a policy debate, when your ads are being paid for by APAC and corporate PACs, folks who are flying you and your mom out to Portugal, then you look for a distraction. At the end of the day, I took the same extension that she's taken every single year that she's been in Congress, the same exact extension. I didn't hear her complaining about herself taking that extension in the past. So look, I'm happy to release them. We will be releasing them soon. But this is a distraction from the fact that people have been seeing those ads being outspent 30 to 1. 30 to 1.
I need more guys like this and Mamdani personally.
APAC.
Get more like this, less Plattner.
Tens of millions.
Let's move on from the Plattner stuff. Okay, hard lesson learned. Okay, hard lesson learned. Take our L's. Take our L's. Right.
Tens of millions to do what?
Well, I personally don't have an L to take, but you know.
They want a reliable vote to send your tax dollars abroad to drop bombs on other people rather than to invest here at home.
Did you think that she was attacking you personally because you have a lead in the polls?
Look, I mean, I think what you're seeing is a level of desperation in that campaign. You know, when you got $40 million spent and you can't seem to nudge the polls, it says something about the quality of candidate and the quality of argument. And so, you know, you're seeing these personal attacks. I mean, you've been seeing the attack ads on TV. Look, I got an 8-year-old daughter at home. And she sees how I treat my wife. She sees how I treat her. She sees how I treat my mom. And I have to explain that to my kid. That just reeks of desperation to me. And it's not in keeping with the kind of politics that we want. And now when you're seeing that attack at $4 million a week, that says...
My wife and I also talk about Alaska. I think moving there is where it's colder is smart. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put the we'll put that debate on the docket. Abdul debate. Is it just all this? Yeah? Okay, cool. We'll put this on the docket. Yeah, I think next stream we'll just start cooking. We'll just start cooking, doing some coverage. Crazy that FD is trying to pretend that he clocked Plattner from the start, when in his reasoning for now opposing him, he excuses veterans and barely even seems to care about the military stuff at all. He still has this as the pinned comment on his first video. Could we do better? Yes. Should we do better? Yes. Do I want him to get elected? Also, yes. The sentiment is true, though. The sentiment is true because it is the best option, unfortunately, at that time. But the thing is, you shouldn't have him be the only option. You shouldn't just like put your hands up and be like, okay, this is our only option. You should like meaningfully criticize that more and probably push for something different. You should actively push for something different, you know? His reasoning is basically he's white, so you'd have to be okay with the whole thing if you were instead of black men who killed Iraqis and Afghans. Yeah, that's the other thing. It was like FD is unironically prejudiced, and there's an somewhat of an understandable thing that happens where like I can understand how black people can get prejudiced of white people. Like it's very understandable, but it's to such an extent where you know, it like clouds the way you talk about any of these fucking things, especially in a pseudo-intellectual way. And if you prioritize that to such an nth degree, it to me it feels like very unserious. It feels like very unserious when you want to talk about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of times where like it's relevant to talk about how like how white people in America especially engage with politics, or how, you know, white supremacy affects everyone, really. But it's just to such a degree where it's just like, this guy is like hyper obsessed with this. Like, it's like, it's strange, man. It's a little strange, man. It's like if any time that you can bring it, it's like any time he wants to, like I'll just find a random reason to bring this up at any time ever. You know, it's just very, like, I don't even do this with like Israel or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just strange at a certain point. When it's like not even relevant. If your only criticism about Plattner for the most part is like, well, he reminds me of like Walter White from Breaking Bad. He's he's a white dude and he has the aesthetics of a white dude or whatever, and like this is what
I don't like harping on soldiers.
You're
too
just
tough.
stating the obvious too. Yeah, of course the guy appeals to like rural like white people, you know.
I don't like harping on soldiers too tough. I may hit up Westside Tyler about that, but I've heard Westside Tyler explain his transition. But I don't think Westside Tyler was ever a mercenary though. Like, it feels like a significant line.
2005, he's a guard at Abu Ghraib based. He was at the fucking Battle of Abu Ghraib. Is nuts. To the shores of Tripoli. Tripoli was a fucking pirate headquarters, and we fucking killed all of them. It's still a pirate headquarters today, but we killed enough of them that we don't get fucked with by Tripoli pirates. We might now, but it was a good several hundred years because we
This isn't bragging about being an imperialist, basically. Bragging about invading, really. Quite disgusting, really.
just murdered them all. United States Marine Corps. Based.
It's about the media, and he's just not like...
Okay, what has the response from Yemen been since the bombing?
Do you mean like what's the response like from the people or from the government? Or...
What's the response from the people?
I like that I'm fucking 35 and just thinking about when I was in the military, I could probably break this dude's head with my hands. You know, like the fucking mountain.
The government.
With all due
It's grotesque, dude. It's so grotesque.
Right, it's just, hey, it's combatant to combat. Like,
Tyler really is like a pretty grotesque, like monstrous fucking subhuman.
Like without dispensation, with all like due respect, whatever, regardless of how you feel about the conflicts, this dude's like an enemy to me. Because if this guy's gonna fucking take shots at American ships which have the boys on them, then like you can get fucking cracked. Like it's like this dude's literally just an enemy. Get fucking stomped on, bud. Keep your head down and get ready to take a fucking L to the left eye. Hell yeah, Marines with the crayons based.
So it's very much an American supremacist kind of mentality. It's like, well, oh, you guys are invading? Us Americans are invading? Well, like, I gotta protect my boys. Those are my boys. That's my team. That's my team. Oh, you're defending yourself? Oh, you're defending yourself?
I responded to his response to me.
Also, Bemp ran from me. Bemp also ran from me. I'm still around. I'm waiting for the call-in. I'm waiting for you to hold me to task for the genocide I committed in Iraq. I want to hear that one. I'm stoked about it.
And,
Denims obliterates H3 libel lawsuits, NYT whiffs Plattner hit piece based. This is 2 weeks ago. I am surprised that BE didn't challenge this guy, because BE's usually trying to get into conversations with people. So that is a little. Maybe he just missed the offer, I suppose. Oh yeah, she was complaining about Graham Plattner, but this is like her, like, basically by if she's saying like Hassan is endorsing, this is like the same kind of exact thing, you know.
I don't know if any of it'll stick. I think the worst stuff has come out. But what's interesting is that the far left has split on him a little bit as well, because of his military history. which in general has kind of just been like a footnote that people aren't talking about a ton. But he was a contractor in Afghanistan, right? And so some leftists, including Noah Samson, of all people, are critical of him because of that. And then I don't even want to watch the video. He's just so dumb and doesn't really have much to
try and get him, if you try and tear him down or criticize him in any way, then you are, I don't know the word they use, like a campist or a ultra left or a, like, you know, you're just trying to purity test someone that's going to make things better once they get in office. And we know that he's going to make things better because of all the stuff he said and done. And it's like, well, it's not, I mean, I don't know. It's like election cycle, the perpetual key jingling of American elections where...
Shut up. So yeah, basically he's complaining that what's being done now about Graham Plattner, of leftists being like, shut up, you're not allowed to criticize him. Like, that's literally what you guys have done about Israel-Palestine for 3 years.
That's correct too. It's correct here and it's correct then on the Israel-Palestine stuff. I don't know why she thinks that's that's a dunk.
Huh? It's literally what you have done. If there is any deviation from the purity test that you guys are running, then they are, you know, then we're just total scumbags. So it's very interesting to see him say this on.
It's kind of important to like actually follow through on that. That's kind of like if you're gonna do purity test, that's kind of one of the topics that you need a purity test on. No,
ironically, he's very well known. He stands a really good chance to actually get another blue seat in the Senate, and we're only a few off from getting power back. So it's like, do we trust the guy with the Nazi tattoo to get us the power back? Like,
well, another thing that happens is,
yeah. So that's where we're ending. That's the full story. That's Graham Plattner. That's what's going on. Obviously,
hey, we got Nazis in Canada too.
Make your own decisions about him. If you're in Maine, just vote. Please just vote in general in the primary for whoever.
It's basically like not a full-on endorsement. It's basically the same as like what Hassan kind of does, where it's basically just like, well, this is our option, you know. But Hassan, to be quite frank, Hassan is more at the time more adamant about being defensive. Kyle also is more adamant about being defensive, like of Graham Plattner. They'll say all the red flags that are out there, but it'll be kind of like a footnote, basically. Overall, it's like pragmatism, basically, the way they approach it. And it's just like I think like it's fair to try to hold them accountable for doing this approach in such a degree where it ends up sanitizing this guy more than it should.
Did he?
Vote or die, and then
where like you basically like do not meaningfully engage with the actual weight of the crimes that this guy has committed, the acts that he's participated in, the actual huge moral quandaries, like the actual red flags of this guy. Like it's kind of like you can't just wave that off, necessarily speaking.
Whichever candidate gets the primary seat nomination, please just vote for them. Please get rid of Susan Collins, please. So maybe we can get closer to.
So she just did like the exact same behavior,
getting the Senate back. So yeah,
she has criticized Hassan for the exact same behavior that you're doing, which is right. To me, it's good snark. It's correct. Like this is the approach. You shouldn't also, you know, I understand that people are being highly aggressive and provocative towards you and like, you know, mean-spirited about it, but people care about those shit. There are enough people that like have like such a specific like disgust towards like the casual sanitization of this guy. You know what I mean? So like, you know, waving it off or getting perturbed that people are meaningfully like holding you accountable for sanitizing the guy to this point, you know. I would just take the L, man. I would just take the L personally. Oh, we're shit posting now with AI videos. I don't know why Kyle Kalinske does this. It doesn't really make sense why he does this approach where he talks about how bad AI is and how we need to regulate it. And I agree with all this, but then he like, I don't know if he just finds these videos or whatever, or he makes them himself, the AI videos. He just posts a bunch of like AI videos and stuff like that. He like uses the exact tool that he thinks is like destructive to our environment for the most part, or to our society. I don't know why he does this. He's just so casual with it too. We just post a bunch of AI stuff, you know? Okay, man.
If you're trying to center yourself, if you're trying to make this about...
Mike from PA weasels out of his support for Plattner by claiming anyone who criticizes Mike is centering men. He attacked leftists who mentioned Plattner's brown victims. It makes zero sense to only stop supporting Plattner now.
like centering some other, if you're trying to center yourself, if you're trying to make this about like centering some men or your own ego or whatever over a rape allegation, there's something wrong with you. This isn't a moment for self-promotion or centering yourself. We live in a horribly misogynistic society.
It's just trying to wave off like the people that are shitting on you for not like listening to them earlier. Like, it's easy to like hand wave this as like, you're just snarking us because, you know, Bad Empanada was proven right or whatever. But it's like, that's not the point. Take Bad Empanada aside. It's not about Bad Empanada being right. It's about you it's about you sanitizing this person for so long in the first place. For so long when people were like, stop doing this. It's an obvious red flag. Stop doing this. That's what it's about. Like, you can't just hand wave this and be like, well, you know, it's just drama. It's just stupid drama. It's not. It's so gross. Don't do that. Sony is telling Insomniac, okay, you try to tweet and they're getting a beating too. What's it looking like in the comment section? I hope this is not just a trend where people are trying to hold PlayStation accountable for this decision. I hope this actually stays. I want this energy to stay. Never get rid of this energy. Never let go of this energy. You should hold on to this as long as Destiny has holding on to his grudge against Hassan. You should stay spiteful forever. Until they remedy it. Until they give in. You should be hostile as fuck. It should not be accepted. It should not be casually accepted at all. DSA shows are trying to claim Plattner wasn't DSA endorsed when he factually was. I remember hearing Vosh say that he wasn't DSA endorsed. Got a gaslighting here. Is this really the case? Let's see. Main DSA.org. Look, Plattner isn't a perfect candidate. His unforced errors reflect a campaign that needs to tighten up and stop running like they know he's in the lead. We aren't going to rehash all the very real concerns about his time as a Blackwater mercenary or online posting, or his lack of careful language, but his campaign is riding a wave of populist anger against MAGA and provides a crucial opportunity to take out the forever unpopular but still powerful Susan Collins. If someone is committed to growth and shows a willingness to be better than they have been, then we will have to take this chance when it's available. We recommend that you vote for Grant Plattner for US. They're saying the DSA didn't endorse him, wink wink nudge nudge, while conveniently leaving out the part where the DSA recommended voting for him. They're trying to play semantics to, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cringe. All right. I think I'm done. I don't know the next stream. Hopefully we'll do another stream tomorrow. and we'll just start cooking on the Abdul Sayed debate. We'll cover that, and then we'll cover all the Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson stuff. We'll start covering that. We'll just start casually covering all politics. We're gonna dig in hardcore on politics. So yeah, I think that's the structure I want to go with. All right, shout out Zoo Phillips, shout out Webmaster4531, thanks for being here. Shout out Parker, thanks for being here. Shout out to Vaca. Let's see. Did I miss any? Yeah, we're all good. All right. Later, guys. Have a good one.